love it.
I love Led Zeppelin.
Did I write that into the character, or did you write that into the character?
What, the AC/DC?
She
Specifically
wears heavy metal
AC/DC.
shirts.
I feel like I wrote just like...
No, the AC/DC thing is actually in Pat's art that he's done of Raven, and so I needed an art-accurate version of Raven, and so therefore I have it now.
Man, it's just cosplay day, I guess.
It is.
When are you ever going to get that
Normal
intro
monster.
I did rolling?
Listen here, bud. I've got so many things going on in my life, alright? I don't...
Want more?
I bet you Chandler could do it for you.
Yeah. I would love more things to do in my life.
I actually have a list for you, Thomas.
No!
It's called delegating
You're probably
authority.
not kidding as well, which is the funniest
Send it
part.
over to Chandler and see what he can do with it.
Yeah.
He's got no life. He's just going to school.
That's just
something. I don't know.
Yeah, law school is particularly well known as being a breeze.
Can you
Boring
guys
party
check
too.
to see if the stream is coming through well for you? Because I'm getting red on my end.
I'm not seeing blue. I'm not seeing the stream. Hang on, let me refresh.
It's up.
I see it up.
There it is.
Yeah, it looks
I
a little
hear
low
it,
quality.
which is why.
Maybe it's just because I'm on it too, but I probably shouldn't look that up.
I always mute the stream so it doesn't give me that dual voice thing.
Yeah.
Why is it
Permanent.
doing?
What are you doing? Oh no.
We live?
We are
need
live!
to do that for us.
Live
Yes.
at 5.
Okay, good. Then I won't say what I heard about law school then.
No, say it. Say it. Makes for good entertainment.
Well, you know, I've
Sucks.
heard... No, not about that. Just I've heard that students tend to develop a strong liver if they don't already have one when they go to law school.
Ah.
There's
Strong
what's
one
called...
or a
Wait,
weaker
wait,
one?
wait, wait. Are you suggesting that law students wait until they're in law school to start drinking heavily?
No. There's just a...
Doesn't
what's it
everybody?
called? Yes.
Wait till law school?
Yeah.
It's like the freshman 15, but it's the law school liver problems.
Well, it's called bar.
That's when I started my drinking heavily. Law school, known
Yeah.
as Navy.
Yeah. Well, they call it bar review in law school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we reviewed a lot of bars in the Navy.
Bar review. That's actually really, really clever and good. And
Yeah.
of course, lawyers came up with it.
I mean, you know.
Very smart.
Chandler's going to be such a good
They
lawyer.
do go
It
to
actually,
law school.
Chandler genuinely
already been a
scares me
lawyer.
sometimes when we're role playing, and he's like really genuinely manipulative, and it's like,
Terrifying.
yeah, it's really, really actually
yeah.
Fear
terrifying.
the Markov.
In our no. Thomas and I have seen far more in our personal
Oh,
game,
dear.
right?
He plays a
Oh, dear.
gleeman, essentially a bard, in one of our games, and boy howdy does he shine in that role.
Gleeman shines.
I just got that. I said
What
we
a
had
fun
things to do.
I like myself some bards. I was really thankful when I got to play Rob's Castles and Crusades one-off as Nucky Longleaf.
Nucky.
Nucky was great.
Nucky.
I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed Nucky as a character.
What was
Thank
it a
you.
long leaf of?
Arabs.
Just asking for a friend.
Yeah. No, and shout out to Rob's weekly Castles and Crusades on the Discord.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it, Rob. There's so many people in that one Discord call.
Plenty of practice.
I believe that.
Yeah.
So how big has the party gotten?
The most I think I've ever had for that party, I think we had for like a 15-minute span, we had 11 people once. But
So it's like a,
we've been 9 to 10 people for a good solid month now.
so it's like a mercenary troop, a war band almost going around.
It's a WoW raiding party.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Is the lethality pretty high based on that? Do characters get picked off, or is it?
Listen, this isn't an LMA.
Yeah. But it could be.
Why don't we kick it to video? How about that, huh? I think people can see us now, is the
Wait,
thing.
where's...
Oh, and
Hello,
no,
people!
No, I'm out. Peace out. See you later.
Oh, what's that?
Oh,
What do you see on the stream? Is that a new layout? Oh my gosh.
What?
Is that a new
see
layout
anything.
created by
There it goes.
Patrick Draws?
What?
What?
Who is that?
It's beautiful. Look at the logo, everybody. Look at the logo. Oh my god. Anyways, that's my little freak out. Done. We have our sponsors panel back again. There's actually enough room on this layout to have sponsors visible on the
What? No
stream.
way.
I know, it's crazy. Welcome to Monster of the Week. I know,
use the
you missed
chat
it.
on
You were
the-
looking forward to it. They killed a big bad boy. What are they going to kill next? Well, we'll see. But first...
Everything.
Yeah, they're going to kill everything. But
Everything.
first, let us introduce our players tonight. You all know me as Alcott on your Sunday streams. I am Heart of Adventure. I do a podcast, did a podcast, will continue doing the podcast at some point. Swear I'll get back on it, I promise. And I'm a big nerd here on Blue Box. Do a lot of fun nerdy stuff and make fun videos about romance. And yeah, that's what I do. So why don't we kick it over to Evelyn to tell us what she does and who you're playing to.
One sec, because I'm trying to get
Not
logged
allowed.
into Roll20.
Chandler to tell us who.
Sure, I'd love to share. I am Chandler, also known as Chandler_Son of Peter on Instagram, and Mr_Grantler on Twitch, where I do streams from time to time. It's been a minute. I am on the Sunday Rune Lords cast, which you should definitely come and watch. Things are getting pretty crazy. I play, according to Tom, is the most stagnant character he's ever seen. Irredeemable. But it's a lot of fun. You should come out. And I'm trying to think. That's my promo at the beginning. Oh, and I play Mary in this game, who is a conspiracy theorist. Well, that's what other people call her. She's a truther. She knows the truth.
And just because this is Blue Box, what's your race and class?
Oh yeah, that's right. I am a Fairbolg Flake.
Sweet.
There
And
you go.
the party at this point is level 5, I believe. The majority of them are close to going one beyond that, which may happen this session, which is cool stuff. So, you good? You good now, Evelyn, or should I keep moving on?
Yeah, I'm good. I just
Okay,
had-
sweet.
Excuse me, I just had to get logged into Roll20. I was not
How dare
in
you.
yet. I know, right? I am a slacker. Hello, everyone. I'm Evelyn. I am known as Theater Evie on the internet. That is because I am a theater prop maker, and that's, seemed a logical choice of names when I picked it. But anyway, I am regularly on BlueBoxRPG as the right hand to our fearless leader, John. And I play in the Sunday Rulers campaign. I am the other half of those romantic videos that have been being made, and I also play in the Greyhawk Awakening campaign that's normally here on Tuesday night, and I'm usually on LMA as well on Wednesdays. So that's me, and I play Raven. She's awesome. She is monstrous. She's a werewolf, and
And a halfling.
Cool, and a halfling. Yeah, so that's me.
Huzzah. Pat.
And I leveled up and I have to pick my thing real quick.
Oh, sweet. Tell us who
Hang
you
on,
are.
I'm having issues.
Rob.
All right. Well, yeah. So I'm Rob, otherwise known as Phantom NJ, running every Friday night Castles and Crusades on Friday Night Crusades here in Discord. In addition to this, you can find me constantly on Time Lord Wife's channel, either running games or moderating during streams. And on Saturday night on Guild Superior's channel, I will be playing in a game of Viking Death Squad. So that is going to be one hell of a lot of fun.
Wow.
And there are other things to come on other channels. I am going to be quite all over the place for the next few weeks. So, PhantomNJ_D&D on Twitter. Best place to keep up with all the news as far as where you can find me next. And I am playing Chuck Durbin, Wizard Extraordinaire.
No! That's my line.
Huh? Of the
Subordinate.
six-gun variety.
Mm-hmm. A Who-Man gunslinger wizard, which is such a cool idea.
Wearing a duster and wide brim hat. Yep.
Very, very cool. Pat, you good?
I'm probably gonna have to stop watching the stream because it's like really, really lagging out on me.
Ah.
Hi, I'm Pat Draws. I troll most of the channels here anytime Blue Box is up. I draw fan art for as many of them as I can, and I am not a bearded, chubby guy as it shows in the overlay. I'm the sexy one down.
Oh, do I have that backward? I gotta adjust that. Give me a second. Sorry, everybody.
No, that's okay. I don't stream anymore right now. I'm trying to get back into it, but if you want to see me demonstrate some of how I do what I do, I will be on the LMA tomorrow discussing art techniques and what inspires me to do what I do.
Which is going to be a very, very fun LMA.
Care to join us? I'm going to tell you right now, bring pencil and paper because I will be testing your skills.
He's a teacher, I see.
Well, it's just going to be a fun little experiment to show people that anybody can draw.
Anybody.
Not just Pat.
You see that? Man, it's beautiful. All right, and who you playing?
I am playing Adrian Yanov, a member of the CIA's PNDARC division.
Just making up lies now.
I am the professional, I am a tiefling, and I bring the pain.
You know, what most upsets me about the fact that Pat came up with a better acronym than what I did is I couldn't think of anything fun, and he just comes in first session and is like, all right, I got something better than the randomness you came up with, bud.
And yet you refuse to embrace it.
It just hurts.
It's so
it hurts
easy to say.
As a creative,
Dark.
it hurts my
Dark.
soul, all right?
Dark.
And last, but certainly not least, an old friend of this show, lost to the last mystery, but returned to this one. It's the Cowboy Hub.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy. It's good to be back, guys. I'm sorry for going MIA for a little bit. Life kind of.
It's really hard to hear.
Do you want me to be like all up?
You can specifically turn individuals up on Discord if you want, but actually that's a good point. Let me turn a little bit.
And I'm
There you
normally
go.
very loud in person, so this is normally not an issue for me. But my name's Hob, also Cowboy Hob on Instagram. I am a official Blue Box sponsor.
Incredible artist.
A lot of. Thank you very much. Nothing like Pat. Pat's. I fucking wish I could do some of the things he can do, dude. I can't make logos to save my life. It's ridiculous.
It's a good logo.
I know. It's what I'm saying. But yeah, I play Dakota. I always slaughter her last name. I think I always say Asku. Right?
That works. I'm into it.
Yeah, right. I'm owning it. Dakota Asku. She is a elven woman, about 25, very spiritual, wields a cool lightsaber, and has recently been MIA, just like me.
Casually
IRL.
dropping that you have an actual lightsaber.
Was I not supposed to?
No,
let
I mean,
you
it's.
know?
I love it. It's just like, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I've got a lightsaber. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it.
I could kill you, but I won't.
But I won't. Sweet. So, let me go over what happened last time for all the people that missed it, and we will get right into it. I have to DJ because I've not given myself enough jobs. Alright. Brought to the grisly sight of a double homicide by the forces around them, our hunters made their way, yet again, into the heart of Yellowstone National Park to bear witness to seemingly another evil in the park. This one, however, much more intelligent than any they had faced before. After getting a call from their old friend JR and a dossier from the PNRDC, the hunters began piecing things together. Clues left in the form of carved suns on the trees, the scent of magic on the air, and a sighting of a short, red-headed man, all interrupted by a call from Val, telling them they had to get back to town, and fast. Upon arrival, they met Harmon Riviera, who pointed to a painful sting in his side. They became quickly aware of the fact that something was growing inside him, and their worst fears were realized. A Faerun was unleashed on Wyoming and had to be stopped. They administered aid to the poor homeless man, after which they were approached by a young orcish woman asking for Harmon. They stayed cautious of her, with good reason, and followed a few more leads until making their way back into the park, to a third murder, and into the field of sunflowers. They confronted a mother bear beloved by Mary, a pack of wolves, and Bobby Proudfoot, the quote-unquote murderer. After taking care of them, they chased Bobby into the caves and confronted the horrifying arcane beast. A battle of traps and strategy ensued, nearly killing Bobby, before the Faerun was felled and the captives set free. It was quite the battle indeed. The caves have now been sort of scoured by you guys. A number of documents found on a table nearby, piles of what look like gemstones and riches. In the, if you guys are looking on the map in the bottom left corner, that is Amarok, the Grey Wolf. It looks like there's a pile of raw meat and fish around him that have not been touched or eaten, and he looks like a stick. And in the corner where the Faerun went to get who you now know to be Jane Proudfoot, in another cell is Alan Proudfoot, their child. And that is what is in this cave for you guys. What do you do? And you cured Jane and Amarok. You know that they had an egg implanted in them, but Chuck, you had the leftover rose oil necessary to cure them, and there's no reason for us to get into the specifics of that. It seems like your timing was perfect. They were right about to hatch. So, what do you do?
Weak Faerun jerky?
I think what Mary's gonna do. Let me make sure I can get the glasses. What Mary's gonna do is I see a table in the room, and there's a lot of questions still left unanswered. So I think it's time that I looked into that.
Mary, why don't you roll your start of mystery roll for me?
It's the start of a whole new mystery? I can make that happen, absolutely.
So, what is your start of mystery thing? Why don't you tell the people in the audience what you're doing?
I'd love to. It's called Connecting the Dots. I can roll, and I get to ask questions about how this all is connected. Because you have to understand, if you want to investigate the mystery, you got to keep track of all of it. Mary, at her trailer home, has just red strings connected to pins on some corkboard somewhere. So let's get this. We've got an 8, which
Sweet.
is a single question.
And you do not have to ask it yet. You can absolutely hold on to that if you want. But looking through these papers, you see a trail map of Yellowstone National Park with multiple locations just crossed out, and it looks like with a red Sharpie, just areas have been highlighted and then hashed through, as if they were areas that this thing did not want to make its camp. You see a couple of other hiking trails have been outlined, and a couple of spots, and you note 2 other spots than the ones that bodies have already been left at have red marks circling them, but no X's through them. The 2 marks where you found bodies have circles and X's. It looks as if there were maybe future plans to hang up more bodies.
Are the locations of the circles where the bodies had been found, I'm going to refer to them as ritual sites, even though I'm not certain that is what they are. Do they seem to be in any geometric shape, or not really? Like, is that not very clear based on just the map?
It's not very clear, and it also, looking at it, with your ability to piece together large random bits of data and make a puzzle out of patterns, you see it looks like they were trying to push these murders further away from the sunflower field, but still within relevance of which to where if the quote-unquote murderer was caught, then people might stop looking here, is kind of what you gather from the plans going on here. And especially reading some of these scribbled notes,
Okay.
you see that.
Adrian, you're gonna want to see this. I'm gonna point at the map. Sites for possible future murders, or maybe the murders already happened and nobody's found them yet. I don't know. It's worth telling your contacts, I guess.
Yeah, so let me take a picture of this map.
Hey.
Actually, there's no reason we can't just take the map, right?
No reason why
Yeah,
not. No?
not at all. But just in case, I'm gonna take a picture of it with my camera.
Sweet.
That's fine. It'll go to my cloud. I mean, your cloud.
Yeah, of course. The very, very legit government link you gave me.
Mary, is your arcane detector still working?
No. If you remember last time,
Yeah.
sadly,
It
I had
shattered, right?
I pulled the wiring out and wrapped it around my gun to enchant the weapon in like a weird science circuit thing.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Do any of the sites on the map look like they're close to where we are, or
Absolutely.
just
They are within
other
vicinity of Eagle
areas?
Peak. What looks like... you remember Bobby had a dirt bike, which
Yeah.
is what they used to get around the trails here a bit more quickly than hiking. It looks
Bobby's
like
in
it
the
would be
cave with
within...
us, though, right?
He is. He's actually unconscious up against a pile of wood.
Okay, so that's him at the top of the map.
Yeah. And looking around a bit more, Chuck and Raven, what are you guys doing while Adrian and Mary look over these documents?
Well, I actually also have at the start of a mystery thing.
We're
that
going
I
to
have
hold
to
off
do.
on yours until
Okay.
a story beat to get to. I promise it
Okay.
will make sense.
Then Raven's just like kind of chilling.
Sweet. Val is going to walk over to the cage that the young boy is in and work to open it. She beats at the lock that holds this thing shut with her little cane that she was gifted. Chuck, what are you doing?
I mean, Chuck is a little late to this party in terms of the overall, so he's going to kind of keep an eye on things, observe, see if there's anything that appears out of the ordinary or that might be of interest. But
Actually, I'd
otherwise,
like to
he's-
ask Chuck to come over and look at the map as well, because isn't he familiar with the park area
Yeah.
better than we are?
Chuck, why don't you your character has a read magic thing whenever you investigate a mystery, right? Like you get to ask what magic was done here or something?
that was the newest. I believe that was the newest
I
ability.
think that is the
added.
newest one you got. Why don't you go ahead and roll to investigate a mystery for me, Chuck?
All right.
In a
That's
dice tower.
Yeah. So investigate
Make a
mystery.
dice
Does that
tower.
add what
Plus
does that add?
sharp, I believe.
Sharp. So that would be 8.
Okay. You get to ask one question, and one of those questions is always what magic happened here. You look around and you understand that everyone in this cave had some sort of mind-affecting spell put on them. You instantly become aware of the fact that a gesh was put onto, at the very minimum, Bobby and Anna, which, remembering, geshes physically detriment the people who attempt to go against the will of the thing that they were told to do, which you might be remembering now. Well, maybe that's why Anna was getting all those headaches while she was trying to tell you guys things that maybe she was told not to.
Right.
But perhaps Jane and Amarok and Alan were more under a mild control spell of some sort, or at least something to keep their emotions calm.
Do I
And
have
walking-
reason, did Chuck have reason to believe that something other than the Farron was responsible for that spell?
No.
Okay.
Your knowledge of Faerun, they delight in keeping things as pets and would
Right.
absolutely have no problem with casting a number of mind-affecting spells on the things around them. But as you walk toward this desk with the papers on it, you quickly look around and notice a lantern sitting on the corner of the desk that has it's a It's a bullseye lantern, the whole of which looks like an eyeball carved into it, the plate of metal. And you recognize this as a lantern of revealing. A lantern that can see through the veil of the ethereal and make plain anything invisible before you.
Chris, is it possible to light the lantern?
Yeah, absolutely. There's oil and a wick coming up. You shake it to check for oil.
Mm-hmm. Then Chuck is going to light the lantern and do a little bit of investigating, starting with this area, using the lantern, see if there's anything that needs to be revealed here.
Sweet. As you look around this area, you don't quite make out much. But when you walk over to the cell that Alan is in, you note that the door is covered in an arcane lock that you can plainly see with the lantern looking over it. And Val is still trying to jam away with her little staff thing to try and open this door at what appears to be a futile effort.
Val, step aside. I'd like to take a shot at this one.
All right. She'll let you.
So Chuck is going to pull out the revolver, set it up for knock, and point it at the lock, and fire.
A breaching charge. I like it. Roll to use magic for me. Because it could go wrong.
That is a 10.
Sweet. Yeah, absolutely. You bang, and the lock just flies off, scattering to the side, and the door squeaks open.
Does Adrian see him doing all this?
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely. He came up to the desk that you were looking at the papers on.
So I was gonna say at the sound of a gun going off, I might have reacted and pulled mine out and did the what?
It sounded a bit more magical than just your classic bullet, but yes.
Oh, so it was more like a poof.
It was kind of like a poof, yes. You could say that.
And a little flag with the word bang popped out of his barrel.
It did. You're right. Totally.
It's very loud. Tap, 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 tap.
This little kid will then come rushing out of this cell and grab onto you around the knees and just sort of hold on tight with a blanket in his hand. And when he notices his mom sort of sitting on the ground, just sort of shaking, he'll run over to her, and then they'll both kind of embrace as Jane makes her way over to Bobby with her son.
Yeah, as when he grabs onto me, I awkwardly pat the top of his head. There, partner. Oh,
I asked Val if she's got any candy in her purse.
Val does, and will give it out to the kid. And Alan will look up at you and say, "Thank you, mister. You saved us."
Look up at who?
Up at Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Chuck smiles and tips his cap.
I'm going to lean over to Adrian and just say, did nobody tell the kid to not take candy from strangers? I mean, that's rule number 1, right?
We are not strangers. We are superheroes.
Yeah, I guess we are, yeah. Huh.
Who else defeats monsters like this?
Val will walk over to you guys and will say, Bobby's a wanted murderer. And the FBI and the police were on their way up the trail when we made our way here.
Okay.
He's innocent.
Yeah.
There are extenuating circumstances, yes, but that needs to be discussed.
I guess here's the thing, right? I mean, hear me out, Val. I think your head's in the right place, but they're dead people. And the police and the news are not going to take the narrative that a 1,000-year-old monster is what killed him.
Well, Bobby's innocent, though.
Yes, but unfortunately, a lot of innocent people do go to jail.
But Val, Bobby might be innocent because being controlled. However, we have ways of making him not innocent after the police interject. I will have this covered once we get back outside and I can speak to my superiors. But for right now, Bobby will have to answer for his crimes, and we will take care of the after effects later.
Are you saying you're going to implicate him further? Or you're going to do some CIA nonsense?
I am saying that the local news and the local authorities need somebody to point at, and we will let them point.
Adrian,
justice will be served. Trust me.
That's the man, officer.
Are you? I just want to clarify. We're all, I mean, government organizations and all that are on the outside of this cave. We're here right now. Are you saying that you're going to let this man take the fall? I just want it said. Talk to me, the person, not some government contact.
What good is talking to you? You have no pull to make this man not face crimes he did not commit.
That's not what I'm talking about, Adrian. I know that you're going to do what you're going to do. I just want you to say it. I don't want you to hide behind the
what I always do, which is what is necessary to keep the community safe.
Okay. All right. I can read the writing on the wall. That's about as close as I get with you government types.
I see no writing on the wall. I see pictures and maps and things, but nobody has written on the walls.
Nice. Raven, are you doing anything specific?
I'm just watching as these two argue with each other.
Sweet.
Just like, none
We
of
are
this sounds
bantering. We are
particularly
not arguing.
good, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't really seem right to, like, let somebody take the fall for something they didn't do.
But unfortunately, Bobby probably did do those crimes, but he was not under control, is what I'm saying.
And he didn't do them. He was a puppet.
But the point is, the rest of the population does not know what we know, which is why I will make sure that once the population has their little pound of flesh, that's all they get. People will forget once what is due, and they move on with their life.
People deserve to know the truth.
So we'll break him out of jail then.
If people knew the truth, Mary, you would probably be in jail beside him. Have you not drawn a weapon and killed things?
Things. I haven't killed a
Murder is
person.
murder. A life is a life, correct?
I know how this works. Once he takes the rap, he's gonna get moved to a different detention center somewhere far away, and no one's ever gonna hear from him again. His story's not gonna come out.
What if we could play it like witness protection?
Mary, do you not know what the witness protection plan is?
No, exactly.
You can set them up in a nice suite on the French Riviera with bikini-clad women all over him all day long.
So then the serial killer's still out there. We don't know who did it, but Bobby and his family have to be safe, and they can't stay here. We need to get them somewhere safe that the FBI can't find them, and then we need to get them out. Somewhere that you can assist. What about JR's house? He's nearby. They could stay there.
Okay, but you said that the police and the FBI are going to be outside when we go out there. How do you propose us to sneak him away to someone else's house? When
Oh, they're
we're
not tracking
surrounded by
all of the
local
woods.
authorities?
We can just walk around. There's dirt bikes,
There's
right?
only one entrance into this place. There's only going to be one exit.
We know that there's not just one entrance. Bobby came in a different way.
I mean, we could scan the caves, surely.
And also, I don't know if necessarily the FBI is aware of the sunflower field. I think that they just know where the body was up on the trail.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of scanning the cave, Mary is, while she's talking, is taking pictures of, like, practically everything.
And I imagine
around.
Chuck is assisting in looking around as well with this lantern of his.
Yes.
At one point, Chuck, you look past this what looks like a like a puddle of tar, and you note runes for an explosive fire trap that sit around them.
I don't think we're going that way.
Chuck, what are you using there? What? I didn't see you come in with a lantern.
You did see him grab it off the desk right in front of you, to be
You
fair.
say
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
see
no,
you come
I'm
in
trying
with
to be a
map,
little-
but we have a map.
Yeah, what is that? Is that... We have... I hold up a flashlight, or like one of the big flashlights.
Chuck,
We have
Chuck,
these.
Chuck smiles. Just call me old-fashioned.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. That seems... I mean, I checks out. Although I know that he's lying to me if he is, because I have that trait, but I'm not going to press him right now. Well, before we leave, I want to take one last look at this thing. Something as long as that wouldn't die so impatiently, right? It wouldn't die in just an upfront confrontation.
I'm not sure what he means by die impatiently.
What are you suggesting?
Was this some kind of trick? I mean, I know I've read the ancient Gygaxian tomes about, certain clones and, different duplicates, and I just wonder if this was the Alamrot. Or some
Sometimes
kind
a
of
dead
vessel.
demon is just a dead demon. It doesn't mean...
Ceci ne pas un dead demon, my friend.
So what do you do to investigate this?
I'm just gonna take.
I wave my hand in the air and I go walk over toward Raven.
Ancient Gygaxian tombs, huh?
Aren't there other? I'm looking at this map, but aren't there other areas we probably haven't been in yet?
So
As far as
you guys have been in the whole cave. If you
Chasing.
want to go talk to Amarok, if you want to go look
no,
at the...
I was just going to ask Raven if she could kind of use her heightened sense or smell to see if perhaps there were any other prisoners in here we may have missed before
thought.
we leave.
Was
I'd be
that
happy to
Just to
try.
be
was that
safe.
Chandler rolling some dice, I heard?
Yeah, I'll get to that. They can finish their thing. I was investigating.
So yeah, Raven will start to kind of try to see if she can smell anybody else.
I'm
Yeah.
not even going to make you roll for it. You are aware that the extent of living beings in this cave, at least of beings that aren't rats and voles, are within the vicinity of people that you know are here. Amarok,
Oh.
Jane, Alan, and Bobby are your prisoners.
It seems to me that everybody's here that was here, at least.
I would not like to leave somebody behind by mistake.
Especially in a place like this. A horrible place to, well,
Yes.
yeah.
So the questions, Thomas,
Yes.
if I may, is most importantly, if anything, what is being concealed here?
You just said rats and voles.
The fair, you are very, very right to be cautious of this thing. From what you've read, Faerun are extremely intelligent and would not have simply gone out with just a little bitty fight. But you also will begin to piece together as you sort of look around. This thing was desperate and playing on some some time frames that it was not expecting to be playing on. It may have made a mistake by making a move on Harmon too quick without preparation. And
So I guess...
it just died.
It got cocky.
Yeah. This is going to be like the Moriarty thing from Sherlock. Every mystery from here on out is Alamrod, even though Alamrod's gone. So I guess the second question is, what seemed to happen here? What was going on? If I piece it together.
Planning to use Bobby as a scapegoat to drum up interest in trails that people had been murdered on, and tell the story of a serial killer, a new famous serial killer. Like, you even see like a journal with a story written out that he had planned, like Bobby's next serial killer named the Sunflower Murderer, and would drum up interest in these trails just enough to where he can pick off people ever so often and rebuild the Faerun.
Great.
Ground up.
But I'll take a picture of the article, and then I'll take the physical copy, and then while I walk by Adrian, kind of push it into his chest and be like, looks like somebody's already done your work for you. Makes it a lot easier for you types.
Not quite. Could you, while you're here with your camera, could you take a lot of pictures of the dead young Faerun before they decompose?
Oh, I already have. I mean, that's like a first thing
I will need
do.
something to submit to my superiors as proof that monsters are a little more real than they think.
Sure. Understood, Capitan.
Does anybody...
Hungry. Is anyone else in the mood for some curly fries?
You guys are talking about curly flies. Has anybody gone to check up on Amarok yet? The guy who's literally starving.
He's got wolf
fish,
meat.
you said.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, he said he's got a pile of fish there. How hungry can he be?
I mean, I guess Chuck's making a round around the area, right?
Yeah,
He would
Chuck's got a
probably
fire and a
stumble.
lamp. Can you cook some of that
Chuck,
fish for him?
eventually, as you walk around, eventually you stumble upon this poor old Furbolg man sitting in the corner of a cavern in the dark, with a pile of meat that he is not, like he's obviously, like, away from it, but he was kind of sniffing at it when you get close to it, when you got close to him, and then he kind of rights himself and looks up at you kind of on his hands and knees. Hello.
Huh. What's your name?
Amarok.
Amarok, huh? Well, I think we have some people been looking for you.
I heard fighting. Have you dealt with it?
It's no longer a threat.
It tried to make me...
Yes, we know what it was doing.
You see on the ground a couple of green fingers as well. And you remember back to the young orcish woman was missing a couple of fingers. It's a horrible being. It enjoyed pain. Thank you.
No problem. We will get you out of here soon.
You are great warriors.
He's locked in a cage or locked behind another door.
Yes, and you also note the same arcane lock on it. I'm not going to make you roll to use magic again because you just did it. You've got it still locked and loaded. Bang.
Hey, pull on that cage. See if you can open it.
You fire the lock off and open the door up for him. And everybody is free. And you can make your way out. Val will reiterate her plan for getting Bobby, at the very least, Bobby, Jane, and Alan away using the dirt bikes to JR and Alice's house.
Then I will ask Raven to go ahead and scout ahead to make sure the opening is clear of anybody.
Sweet.
Before we just will lumber out into a possible
And
posse
Raven
of
would.
people.
Sweet. Well, you, Raven, make your way back through that same entrance you came through with all the thorns of these large sunflower root vines that have made their way through the solid rock themselves until you exit back out into the sunflower field. And you look up on the cliff face above where you had seen vultures flying overhead that looked large and malformed. You see many of them have flown away at this point, although some are circling above the bodies of the couple of wolves that you guys managed to kill. And you make your way out to the entrance of the sunflower field near that river, and the mother bear is no longer there. She was knocked unconscious by Val, who I believe, or no, was it you who WWE style like RKO'd a bear?
Oh, I thought that she was disemboweled.
No, I think that you guys just knocked out the bear. The bear and one of the 3 wolves are no longer there. They have run off at this point.
The ones that weren't deleted.
The ones that were not deleted, yes. And everything seems clear. You don't see any cops. You don't see or hear, especially you don't smell any people within a pretty good vicinity. Although if you tune your ears a bit, you do hear talking and sirens up in that direction of where you remember you parked the van. But that's a ways away from here.
I'm going to pull out a pair of binoculars and kind of keep them trained on the tree line as we slowly make our way through the field.
Pull them out
Sweet.
from where?
I have a bag where I keep all of my science stuff.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
A bag. Duh. Sweet.
A magic bag.
Do you want to... Am I supposed to interpret that as you saying you want to read a bad situation?
Sure, I can read a bad situation. I guess that is the rules mechanic that we're using here. Let's see here. And Evelyn's right, it is Mary Poppins. Let's see. Reading a bad situation is cool, isn't it?
I believe it is sharp.
Great, I'm good at that. I'm okay at that. So I think on a 1, we're just going to say, are there any dangers we haven't noticed yet? So as we're
Confidently, with your binoculars, you can say no.
Great, wonderful.
I can hear some stuff pretty good ways away, but I think we're okay for now.
I'm around backwards.
Just some miming. I love it. My favorite kind of roleplay. So what is the plan? Who's splitting where? Val is going to insist on accompanying...
Yeah, I'm going to say since Val's... my brain just went... Anyway, Val's all pumped up on getting them away into safety. I'm assuming she knows which way to take them and where the motorbikes are.
It is nearing mid to late afternoon at this point. You guys have spent a good bit of time, not only through this fight, but then afterwards cleaning things up.
No, she's just gonna take Bobby away, right?
Her plan is to take the whole
kid
family
on a dirt bike, right?
She wants to get Jane and Alan on one dirt bike, or at least Bobby and Alan on one dirt bike, and then herself and Jane on the other, and get to JR's. And she'll say
they're not going to be speeding through the woods. They're just going to use the dirt bikes.
They're using them strictly for just getting to where they need to get to.
I was going to say it's like because.
Yeah, and then she'll say, "Do you think you guys should meet us up there? That way we can sort of strategize and."
You can take them where you feel they would be the safest, and then you can meet us at Domenico's later. And I hand her several $20 bills. Get them something to eat if they are hungry once you get them safely away.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at the family, give them one of these. And just so we're clear, you never saw me here. I never aided or abetted whatever is going on.
I smack Adrian in the back of the head as I walk by.
Yeah, Bobby just gives you like a... All right?
Good. Oh, Adrian, come on.
And you guys
stuff and let's go.
Make your way back up to the van, where you find Agent Jack Hannity, this dark-skinned dwarven man, bald on top with a big black beard, leaning up against the van.
Jack, my friend.
Fingers through his beard.
What are you doing way out here in the woods?
Adrian.
You know it's not safe.
I thought we talked about this. I thought you said that the last murder scene, you weren't going to come back.
Murder scene? Where do you see a murder scene? We were just walking through the woods
He,
investigating.
he points to the body strung up on a tree by chains.
Oh, those weren't there when we got here. That
Adrian.
must be new. I just wink at him. You'll know how it is. I cannot talk about an ongoing investigation.
Friggin' CIA. Get out of here.
Hey?
I'll act like I never saw you. Be glad that I did.
Would you at least like a ride back with your eyes closed? I would hate for you to have to walk through all these woods again.
I mean, I didn't walk all the way up here. There's like Jeep trails. You drove up here. Obviously, I drove up here. We're not poor. The FBI has resources, all right? Get out of here. Go.
He's acting like they ride bicycles up there.
Give your friends a hug for us.
Oh, shut up.
I unlock the van. Everybody into the van. Let us go.
All right. And I assume you guys are making your way back into Cody.
Yeah, I put it into hover mode and we fly up above the trees.
Cool. Yeah, that's totally a thing that the van can do. It's not. Don't listen, Hob. It's a lie. And
Too late, we're already in the sky.
we will, you guys, you go to Domenico's.
Oh, there's a picture of the van in the Discord, by the way.
Sweet. I did not add it to Roll20, so the viewers aren't going to get to see it.
No, I know, but in case she's wondering what the joke is about the van.
It's got wings?
And where you guys are just going to your separate sleeping places for the night, I assume, because by the time you get back into Cody, it is late. Like,
yeah, and on the way back, I'm just gonna say, just in case he bugged the car, I wouldn't talk while we're here.
Who are you telling that?
I'm telling it to you, Adrian. Your friends in the FBI may not be as close of friends as you may think.
The only ones in the van are us. Why would I bug the van?
no.
Not you. The other agent.
You cannot bug this van.
It's unbuggable. All right.
I
So-
forbid it.
You guys sleep in your separate spots. And now, Raven, why don't you roll your start of mystery roll? And Dakota,
Alright.
why don't you also roll your start of mystery roll?
What? Okay.
Imagine being involved in the roleplay for the night.
Yeah, right? Isn't that amazing? Okay.
It's weird.
It's just a straight roll.
So that's a
right?
10.
A 10. That is the best you could have rolled. Good. Okay. So, Raven, you go to sleep after this incredible 48-hour period you have found yourself through. Just last night, having your first premonition of events to come, and you successfully thwarted these events, changing the future as you saw it. And you go to rest for the night, and you know, you don't remember much from your sleep except for at one point you remember walking up to what looks like a tall, like, wizard tower, but it feels weirdly familiar to you. It's made of wood, lots of wood jumbled on top of each other in weird sort of asymmetrical ways, shooting up into the heavens. And off the top of it comes off this semi-translucent bluish-purple line that shoots up to what appears to be some sort of a bubble that looks to be protecting you. You feel safe here. Until suddenly the tower lurches to one side. And you hear the cracking of hammers on wood and the crashing of splinters, and you look down to its base and you see 3 large, looming, massive beings with no faces, and they feel like they are maws of magic, like they are here to consume, and they beat at the bottom of the tower as it comes crumbling down over you and crashes on top of you, and you wake up as you roll off of the bed in reaction to this, sort of landing on the ground next to your bed. You get the feeling that something wants to destroy that tower. So that is your premonition that you have the ability to work toward. And if you have questions about it, let me know. But Dakota,
Oh, cool.
what did you roll?
Just to double check, is it 1 dice or 2?
It's 2d6, and you will add your charm modifier. Which,
Beautiful,
God,
okay,
Dakota's
you
got to
know-
have a really good charm modifier, right?
Oh shit! I mean, 11.
11. That is really, really good.
Because
So
I rolled a 12.
you and your mom have made your way back into Cody. It's been about a month-long journey that you both went on as sort of your reintroduction back into Bia Alita, the Stone Crows that protect Cody and Yellowstone. And in doing so, you all had heard rumors of a creature creating tremors in the ground that you feel like you've heard before. And with that knowledge and your knowledge of potential weaknesses of this similar creature, you made your way north on your trip and found yourself successful. And you can tell the party how that became successful in whatever way we want to get to that. But on your way back in, Edgar calls your mom and you over to his house. And when you come in, he's sitting in front of in his arcane lab. He has a massive crystal ball that he has both of his hands on. And he's a gnome, so it's probably regular sized for you, but it looks big compared to him. And he removes his hands from it and looks at you and he says, "Something big is released from the ancient city. The hunters are in danger. Go! Save them!"
He just says that to us as soon as we get
Yeah! and he throws you the keys to his Mustang.
Wait, who's there?
Edgar.
Edgar, me, and my mom.
Yeah.
So she like fumbles with the keys and like looks up at her mom, who's like a little bit taller than her. She's like, "We
She
did
says,
just get here."
well, I guess this job never ends.
This
Go
is better, Mom, again.
protect the city. Go protect Socorus. Protect them.
Well, I guess you're right, Mom. It's
And
gonna
take
be
that
a
thing
long
along with
journey.
you.
We know where Socorus is.
You
Do they mean
know
my
where its supposed last protector was before you felled it.
My thing,
And
right?
And you saw, as a reminder, what looked like brickwork that had been covered in thousands of years of limescale. But it still looked man-made, so potentially you found a wall, an outer wall
Forgot
of
about
the
that,
ancient
okay.
city. But you never made your way in. You just left.
Yeah, because Mary's crappy trap didn't blow up right.
Who didn't pack explosives, huh? Mr. Saxon?
Fight!
I call that improvisation.
And the
Alright, I guess we're
Not
gonna
board
get out of
games.
here. But when he says take that thing back where it came from, or so help me, he's talking about my pet, right?
He's
Or-
talking about your pet. Yes.
Cool. How big is my pet?
Baby's
About
not that big.
about 4.5, maybe 5 feet long. It would fit in the passenger seat of a Mustang.
Oh my god, it's like a Saint Bernard. Okay, awesome. Is it in the house?
It is waiting outside patiently.
Oh, as soon as she puts two and two together, she's like, "See ya," and she takes the keys. It's a nice Mustang, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it like-
It's been well kept. Edgar's
Alright.
a doctor, so he has lots of money.
Some doctors are cheap. I just want
must
to
be
make sure
nice.
he's a cool doctor. Alright, so super cool doctor in his very cool, I'm assuming yellow or red Mustang. Something
Yeah, something gaudy and horrible. Yeah.
I thought we
Yeah,
ascertained that it was already yellow. Haven't we seen his Mustang before?
I think you did see his Mustang, and I do think it was yellow. Yes.
Yeah, he's
me.
a bright yellow Mustang.
I'm right all the time. So yeah, she'll grab the Mustang, and I can't whistle, but she'll do the super cool thing that you see in movies where she puts her fingers in her mouth and she like whistles. And
Sweet. We'll all imagine it.
Yeah.
Wait, we
imagine.
want to hear the spit.
Good
Oh, you
enough.
almost did it.
Right? And just barreling like around like the corner is like this like almost like puppy doggish like demeanor of a bullet pup as it just kind of you see like skid on the dirt and rocks. And, like,
Pat, you're gonna be so happy.
over. And she's
She
like,
has that.
Come on, hopscotch. As as he like hops up on her and like she's like, oh, come on, boy, we're going on a mission. As she immediately pops open the passenger seat for hopscotch to get in.
Sweet. Yeah, he'll absolutely jump up in there.
Yes. She'll like get settled and is there enough room for her mother?
No, she's gonna stay back with Edgar.
So I am gonna kick somebody.
Oh,
How dare
this is
you.
gonna be a big one, but hopscotch.
How dare you, Thomas?
You gave me the idea, Pat.
I
get a
wanted
dog.
one. I didn't want her to have.
Well, that's okay. She's in the party.
We'll co-parent. We'll co-parent. It's like a frat house owning a dog.
It's
So
Raven's still my fuzziest.
It's the worst way to own a dog.
Just so mistreated.
yeah, I'm gonna get hopscotch. I'm gonna put the seatbelt around hopscotch as far as it'll go.
Just a quick question though: does Hopscotch have like a little drool bag? Because that kind of looks acidic coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
You know, it probably gonna ruin the leather unless you can do something about that.
Yeah,
It's not my car.
he almost always has his tongue lulled out, and a little bit of this light green
Mustang.
saliva
Show some
comes out.
respect.
Nah.
I'll be a
If
5.
anything, Dakota will, I'm sure at this point, taming hopscotch to a certain degree. And her mother probably like, please have his head outside of the window of the car while we're driving.
Yeah, if you open the window, without a question, it's out.
Oh, I was gonna do the top down.
Yeah. All right.
He loves the top down.
All right.
We'll drive off, his tongue flicking in the wind.
Where are you headed? You have a group chat, all of you guys, so there's no reason why you can't
Oh.
communicate.
Well, I was gonna actually check to see if Val had texted me at all.
Val texted you. She said that she's going to be busy for at least the next couple of weeks taking care of the people that the Faerim took over. She needs to make sure that Anna and Amarok and the Proudfoot family are taken care of, especially Bobby, that he is not wrongfully accused of something he didn't do, and that she's busy. But she does say she thinks the other of the party made their way back into Cody last she heard from them.
Okay. Yeah, that was what she was gonna ask. She's like, okay, like, you guys made a decision on Bobby already. Okay, what are we gonna do? And then, where is the rest of everyone? And
Yeah.
so, like, probably, like, at first, like, once Val was like, I'm here, she's like, made a turn to go that way, and then she's like, but go that way. And she's like, all right, makes the U-turn, and goes the opposite direction.
Texting while driving, always safe. Don't do it,
yes.
kids. I promise it's bad.
Aren't we meeting at Domenico's?
Live fast, die young, dog.
Did you just add dog to that? You guys can totally meet at Domenico's. That feels like a good place to meet.
Isn't Val telling her that we're going to be meeting at Domenico's?
Val just said that you guys made your way back into Cody. At this point, she is focused on these people more than anything.
Okay. Well, I mean, if all Val did was say, yeah, they're just back in Cody, can, like, oh, yeah, I have everybody else's information.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just text you. Just at everyone in the Discord.
I
So
hate
where are you guys
group
at?
text. Ugh.
Raven actually typed in, make sure to stock up on plenty of road snacks. We're gonna definitely need them for this one, I feel like.
Oh god. you see like a bunch of emojis of just like wide eyes. Where are you? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Minikos! It's like kind of our base of operations now. I mean, basically.
She texts me, I've been gone for a month and this is what's happened.
I'm gonna put
This is what happens when you don't come to the meetings.
Mary's gonna put in the group text on her burner phone. Do not say where our base of operation is on a public network. You're not even using a VPN. The government could be listening.
I've been using a VPN since like 3 weeks ago, Mary. I listened to you. I downloaded that one you suggested. Come on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Did you use my code?
Yeah, I did. I got 20% off.
God, it'd be awesome if we
Thank
were
you.
sponsored. It'd be so cool.
Funny.
Could you
Goes, like,
imagine?
the government has Discord.
Monster of the Week has actually been a massive sponsorship for a VPN.
Hold my beer.
You know what? Then upon Mary saying like, "Hey, don't at me like this, and don't tell them where I am." Do I have Mary's number, or is it just a Discord?
That's a good question. You probably... Well, no, it's a burner phone, so you have access to that number, I bet.
I would feel if like, especially if Mary's like, "Don't talk to me on this. Talk to me on this." You know, like, so she'll like text her like privately. So like, where are you for real though?
I text Dakota and go like, go to Radio Shack and buy a walkie-talkie so you can talk to Mary.
I'm going to give you a really long set of instructions. It's not an address. It's like, I want you to go to the bookstore on 5th. Go through the alleyway. When you see the 3rd trash can, take a left. Follow that for 30 seconds.
Dakota,
and it
and
just
interrupts
leads you
his long
to
instructions.
Domenico's.
Dakota, if you are in town, meet us at Domenico's.
Everyone's just telling you to go to Domenico's.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I finally finish reading Mary's thing, and then like it pops in, Alexa, turn the light off.
Wow.
We're cool. We like to get kid in this house.
How secure is that VPN you gave her, Mary?
What did you do?
Like, not... Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that wasn't Alexa. That was the CIA taking your picture.
Yeah. But, yeah, if you were to follow her instructions, it would just lead you to Domenico's.
Yeah, she like finally finishes reading it, and then she sees all the messages like, "Go to Domenico's." She's like, and then goes to Domenico's. How long of a drive is that?
Not long. It's in town. We don't have to worry about it. You all meet up at Domenico's. Chuck, I assume you are going to Domenico's as well.
Chuck has been curled up at Domenico's with the ancient Neth text, chewing on a slice of pizza, such as it is. I mean, this is Wyoming, so...
Hey, Domenico's makes excellent pizza. Don't piss
Expectations
that
are,
guy off. You'll never hear the end of it.
They have the-
expectations are low, you know, so...
Yeah. Hey, I won't hear you talking crap about Wyoming.
They have great tendies.
Domenico's bar is very, very high. Raven can't even see over the top of it.
When Cowboy
I
Hobbs
have a
character,
special splatter.
let's see here, Dakota walks in. I'm gonna say, did you get lost at the trash can, or did you? Well, I mean, I guess you got here, so that answers itself, doesn't it?
I open the door, the little chiming thing. I walk in, you yelling. I have a big ass dog next to me.
Oh God!
boy.
I've never seen a dog
It,
like that.
it not only doesn't look like a dog, it looks exactly like the bullet that you all killed the first time you met each other. Chuck,
Just
you have
smaller
never
and
seen a
cuter.
thing like this before, except in maybe some passing readings of their creature. But that's it.
Chuck goes from outside the the booth that they're in, and he looks over and says, "Mary, I'm going with that's not a dog."
Yeah, if that's a dog, you need to go to the vet.
words of caution: do not let it sniff your butt.
I mean, I kind of already tried to take him to the vet, and they wouldn't even see him. They just gave him his basic rabies shot, and they said get out. So I did.
Your
Did he
turtle
even
dog
let
is.
you in?
No, it was out back. They said go around back because I would not leave.
Oh, well, that's fair. Persistence is key. I can respect that.
Learned it for the best.
You do know that bullets are entirely carnivorous. Well, you've probably already learned that. Do you have any other pets? Have they gone missing by now?
We did have a couple feral cats around the house, but those have been long gone.
And they
whether
found
it
a
was
dead bear.
Chuck turns to Mary and goes, "Psst, Mary,
Uh-huh.
cats are purely carnivorous too."
Oh no! No! What could they be hiding?
Chuck, the this bullet thing walks up, trying to act like really sly about its movements, and you can see it eyeing the hanging pizza that hangs over the edge of the table that you are sitting at, and it just sort of hops up a little bit and tries to nip at the edge of the pizza, and it's not able to do it sort of quietly until it eventually just full leaps and lands all hands onto the table, nearly cracking it in half under its weight, and it just starts going to town on your leftover cold pizza.
How big is this dog?
About
Or how
4.5,
small is
5
this?
feet long.
But how tall?
Eh,
Why wouldn't it be able
like-
to reach the tabletop?
like-
About like
Saint Bernard or Great Dane size.
yeah,
That's a
like
big-
3
boy.
feet tall, maybe max.
What the dog doing?
Bigger than me by like a lot.
Yeah, it's Raven sized.
Raven has a speed.
It's way bigger than Raven.
Finally.
Mary, still
Let's
not a
get
dog.
that thing a saddle.
No, I know it's a bullet.
And Dakota's like, I am so sorry. And she like grabs like around like his like waist, the bullet, and she's like trying to pull
As
hopscotch
you
off the
as
table,
you
like,
pick
"Come
him
on."
up from around the corner of the kitchen comes in a really like wide-looking reptilian-skinned turtle man who looks at you and he says, "What in the goodness is going on in Domenico's diner now, Mary? What have you brought into this place?"
I didn't bring him in. It's
dog.
No animals in diner. Shoo shoo out. Must
Do
insist.
not talk about Mary's
Yeah, well, I
cousin
guess
like
I'll
that.
come back later
It is
then.
Mary's cousin.
Oh wait, Domenico, didn't you say you had a problem with rats?
Maybe have rat problem, maybe not have rat problem. This is
Oh
Domenico.
yes, of
problem.
course. Yeah, you're right. No,
The health
They're not-
department need not know of rat no rat. I say no
I-
rat, they say good. They leave.
Chuck takes a look at the slice of pizza that he's half eaten, looks at Mary, looks at Domenico, and
It's like
tosses it
chicken. Chuck.
tosses the slice to Hopscotch.
yeah. If you let this thing in the back for like a few minutes, I'm sure you won't have a rat problem anymore. It's free.
Ever again.
Well, I wouldn't say free, but like he's a very good exterminator. You should have seen how many cats we had.
Domenico will allow this transgression once.
But he won't hop on the table.
Off
That's
table
freaky.
and chairs.
Yeah.
No booth for dog thing.
You hear that, Hopscotch? And like she like scolds him.
I don't know
Thank
what
you,
sounds a bullet
Dominic.
would make. I'm gonna just do dog sounds, I think.
Just like
That's what
tilts
it
his
sounds
head, like
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. He'll go to the back and start gnawing on some rats.
Oh no.
Good boy, Hopscotch. I'd love him.
All right. You guys find yourself in
Okay.
Domenico's diner with a couple of fresh-made pizzas and a special separate plate just of chicken tenders.
Val was not with us, right?
Val is not with you.
No, she did.
So
You know, I wouldn't eat anything considering there's a rat infestation in the back.
no, it's good. I mean, like this honey mussie here, it comes in like a can anyways. They can't get to it.
Dakota stuck on honey mussie.
Yeah. The
And
I-
the rats are purebred.
Free range.
Did you put them here? Free range
you?
rats.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
They
So,
taste like chicken.
I've been gone for like a whole month, and Val's been very, very vague about everything that has happened as far as
Mm.
Bobby.
Ah, she's taking my notes. Of course, right now, I'm gonna get my voice really quiet. Right now, she's helping fugitives hide out, okay? So I'm glad that she isn't implicating herself online. I'm so proud of her.
I didn't even realize that they were fugitives at this point. But we made a decision that we're just gonna like harbor fugitives.
I mean,
what
do you
we're
want to help the cops?
No.
I
Okay,
mean,
then great.
You know, we didn't want an innocent person to like be taken in for something they didn't do and stuff.
I mean, that too. That's
Okay.
important.
Well, yeah, but how do you intend on proving that it didn't even do it?
I'm
We're
gonna
going to
like
blame it on the
squint.
dead bear.
I'm gonna squint at her and just like at the question, how do they even prove that? How could they send an innocent person to jail? And I'm gonna just like give
Dakota
up before
looks
I
at
start.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to maybe in preparation of this meeting, Thomas, to maybe help with why we're here and what we're bringing to the table. For my
Adrian goes
beginning
and
of
puts his arm around Dakota and goes like, "You didn't miss him at all, did you?"
the when and where will the next critical event occur is the question I want to ask as to what Mary brought to this meeting.
God, that's such a good question.
You're right. A smart Goral. A big smart Goral.
Okay. I'm going to wait to answer your question until the two people who I have given information about what is currently going on say what they have said, because I do not know why you would know the answer to that.
I want to roll to investigate a mystery just to make sure there isn't rat on the pizza.
Sure, I'm into that. Yeah. Okay, let's roll dice for something entirely.
That's a 10.
Yep, there is
The
no
pizza
rat
is
on
safe.
this pizza.
How did we miss it? There's just a clear outline of a rat.
All right, but
It is chicken.
a
Tom.
couple of
It's
the
not
party
tail.
members do have information about what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, anything would be helpful at this
I
point.
mean,
again.
like-
So, Dakota,
so-
just... Sorry, Raven, not to interrupt you. Dakota, you were told that something has been released from the ancient city and that the hunters are in danger. That is what you were told by Edgar.
Yeah, but Edgar's also crazy.
Fair. Interpret that with your own grain of salt.
I'll tell. It's like Edgar was kind of raving on about some crazy. Something was open. What was it? The
Raven,
city?
what? You said my name?
Edgar or Raven?
You're both so
the same
short.
height. All short people look the same.
All right, you've offended Evelyn and I.
Oh no. It's okay. I'm 5'4". I'm tiny too. No, but what was it? It was what was something was out in the city.
Something has been released from the ancient city.
Yeah, something released into or from the ancient city. I mean, he just kind of like, we came in, he had his hands on a little lightning ball that you get from David Buster's. And, said, something's happened! And, immediately sent me off to find you guys.
Wait. He was able to get the lightning ball? That's so many tickets! He would have had to have gone, like at least a dozen times.
You know, I didn't even bother to ask him how many tickets it was, but I was just as impressed as you were.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, besides Mayor's like in shock in the background. But yeah, there's some sort of like greater evil that has been released from this ancient city or something that he'd been talking about with me and my mother.
Why does it always get greater and greater every time we catch it? Can we not catch some, like, subtle evil?
Just some baby evil
but-
today, please.
So question, as far as like a greater evil has been released from the city of the ancient town of whatever, is that like something Dakota's like, I know exactly where that's happening.
Actually, Chuck has some good visibility on this. You've been reading this ancient Netherese text. And you've been learning about Sikoris and the thing that lives inside of it. You've been made aware of and I think I mentioned this before, the Netherese wizards powered their flying cities with objects of immense power called mythalars, which were spheres of pure arcane. They were magic energy brought real from the weave. Like, they were where the weave and the material plane interconnected in this massive sphere. And it would power what were called pseudo-magical objects around their cities. Think light bulbs or, scooters. They were essentially living in the future, but on arcane electricity. And the Faerim were attracted to this magic. That's what brought the Faerim to them and eventually their downfall. And so, the Netherese made lots of different defenses against the Faerim to attempt to subvert their attempts to bring them out. But in terms of what resides inside of the city, there could be any number of things that were set to defend it that may have made their way out due to a Faerim being in the vicinity now. And you know that Sikoris is the name of the last city and would also be the name of the mythalar that resides inside of it. And if something big were to get its hands on that mythalar, it could do some horrible, horrible stuff.
Wait, haven't we already killed a Niffler?
No.
Maybe we talked about it, but
We have talked about the Mythalar before, but I think that that's the extent of it.
so this greater evil is what? Some sort of like sentient beasts out to find an even greater source of evil to use, or and all these other little things. Hopscotch. She like motions over to like the little like opening where like they serve like the pieces and stuff, and you see like Hopscotch like barreling through like the background to find more rats.
Absolutely. Chuck, you are not entirely convinced that this thing has to be strictly evil.
Okay. Yeah. So Chuck looks up and says, "Well, I know what I've read. I know what I understand. Unfortunately, it's hard sometimes to separate myth from truth. May or may not be evil, but then again, could be the end of everything."
I'm glad that we have like a 50-50 though. That's pretty good.
So we have a chance of just walking up to it and going, could you leave the world alone? We're not hurting anything. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Would Dakota be able to recollect any sort of being, deity, anything they like her people believe in or know of that maybe isn't inherently evil, but
God, that's a big question.
Well, because I'm thinking, like, if she can go back, like, maybe she can figure out or guesstimate what this could be. Because this is almost like godlike tier.
You explicitly remember killing one thing that was strictly not evil, the water elemental that was defending the city.
Yeah, he was
in fact,
he wasn't evil, but he was.
He was old and maybe a little misguided, but what he was attempting to do was
also very
protect that thing.
But he's also very close-minded.
Yeah. Okay. So
and it doesn't necessarily have to be something massive that's come out of the city as well, but it can just be a mindless defender that's made its way out. You don't know.
Okay, but that explains all of these little guys getting out, running around, and killing people left and right.
Potentially.
Beautiful.
As far as you're aware, though, this could be the first time anything has made its way out of the city.
Chuck's like, I'm betting on something big.
Very strange.
Godzilla big?
Well, last I checked, the entrance point was underneath Yellowstone, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yellowstone is a very large area.
It
can't
does.
Just say it's under Yellowstone.
But if there is some weird stuff happening, people might be posting about it on social media and forums for travel guides and things like that. It's worth looking up. In fact, I have a few friends on the net. And that's one of my playbook moves, actually.
Your friends have been so helpful lately.
They're very helpful. They help me out when I'm stressed.
Mary immediately going on Reddit.
They help you when you're stressed? I doubt that.
Chuck
they
looks
help
up.
me get stressed.
Yeah.
Have you seen Twitter?
No.
Twitter? No, I don't use that.
They can't stop talking about the Oscars.
It's fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Twitter is just run by bots. Everybody knows
Keep
that.
my Oscars out your mouth.
No, we can't. We can't do that.
Let's see here. I got an 8. Okay. So I'm immediately pulling out my my like rugged Dell laptop, and Thomas, you know the difference between a Dell laptop and a rugged Dell laptop, right?
I've sold ruggedized stuff. They're military grade.
Yeah,
like,
do you want to help me explain what that looks
like? Oh yeah,
so
it's got a
people...
carrying handle
it's a thick
on it.
Book, basically.
It's like rubberized, but it's that like
in the middle.
It's that like solid rubber that like tires are made out of on the outside of this thing, and it looks like it's made of like carbon fiber.
Yeah, you could toss this thing on the ground and it'd be
You could
fine
shoot
for
it
the
a
most
couple
part.
times, probably.
Yeah, and I pull that out, and you can go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. While Mary's breaking out her giant concrete iPad, I want to get with Dakota and go over the details that she had again, because I'm probably going to need to submit that to my agency and deal with my agency to see if there's anything they can come up with that doesn't have to do with long-haired hippie types on the internet.
I might have some information that could be useful in this particular situation.
Well, what is it?
Maybe.
So, like, sliding to the same booth as you.
You remember with the Faerun thing, and I sort of had that weird dream about it before it happened,
Yes.
and it didn't happen. Well, I had another weird dream last night, and there was like a big tower, and it seemed to be protecting me, and then it started breaking because there were these three like really big faceless things attacking it. And I think basically that might be what we're after, to protect the tower.
Faceless
Keep it.
things. Did they have scales? Maybe a lizard
I
tail?
don't remember any. I don't remember anything like that. They were just really big, and they didn't have faces. But you know, dreams can be a little unspecific. at
To
times.
remind you of the details of these creatures, you were not able to make out many because it was kind of quick. Faceless, and you felt for some reason that they were hungry for magic, and that they carried big hammers, and that's what you saw.
Interesting. Those are different. I've seen some
So those
faceless
are
ones before I went to the ward, and they would just scream at me. It was really terrifying. But
Everybody screams at you.
I don't think it's kinds of faces that she's
They
talking
weren't
about.
screaming. They just seemed like wanted to eat magic, and they had
Dude,
hammers.
they're
that had-
changing their
The-
MO.
The three faces, did they seem to be three faces on one body? Or three
Faceless.
separate
They were
individuals?
faceless. They had no faces. They were three individual large creatures that had no faces, and they wanted to eat magic, and they had hammers.
Do you remember what this tower looked like in detail at all? Since you don't really remember the faceless.
It
things?
was wooden, and sort of, it looks kind of like, in those Dungeons and Dragons books, there's like a wizard tower in some of them. It kind of like was like that, but at the top it was like kind of roughly constructed, sort of.
Like someone maybe redid it or something.
It was like it had almost been added onto or something. Like it got less well constructed the further up it went.
Why don't both of you roll plus sharp for me really quick?
Okay.
Come on, baby. Sure, look at me go.
7.
Not bad.
11.
11, much better. Raven, you are stuck on that feeling from the vision of familiarity to this place. For some odd reason, you felt familiar to it, but when she said it felt like it was protecting her, and it felt uneven and wooden, you instantly remember the Smith Mansion. The Smith Mansion where Francis Lee Smith wanted to finish his tower to the heavens to create a bubble of protection around Yellowstone.
Okay. She'll, because that's a lot of information, she'll, relay that information to, like, the group at this point, because now it's everybody. She's gonna tell this to everyone. Would I know where this is? Like, okay, where?
Yeah, you guys went there. You've been there before.
Okay, perfect. We might need to go back to that mansion then. There might be more answers, or maybe we could find what we're looking for to begin with. Maybe even the faceless ones.
But the mansion was pretty much shut down after we freed the ghost. He even said so. He said his job was done.
The job was done, but the bubble was put up. That was what the job was to create this divination protecting bubble, to prevent something. He said he kept seeing an eyeball that felt like it was staring into his soul from a good distance. He wanted to prevent him from seeing him anymore. So that's why he did what he did. Chandler, you said you rolled an 8.
Mm-hmm.
That means they will help you, but it's going to take some time, or you're going to have to give something.
Mm-hmm. Of course, they never give me anything. And if anybody even peeks at my laptop, it's got like a ticker for stock prices and Bitcoin prices, and then Reddit. And you can see there's so many tabs on the browser that like all you can see is the icon. You can't see the name of the tab.
I also
Uh,
imagine that it has one of those like
right now.
yeah, right. I also imagine it has one of those like angular screen filters to where you can only see it if you're head on the laptop. If you're trying to look at it from angles to the side, you can't see what's on the
for
screen.
sure. Yeah.
What are you asking your net friends?
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought these people on Parawatch, I found it was a good name for them. I'm wanting to know if there is any way that they can help me determine weird stuff that's going on around Yellowstone's area that they've seen on social media or on like obscure travel blogs. Get more people out to help me look in order to maybe find where these things that they're talking about might have escaped from.
Sweet.
I sent you a message in chat, general chat.
Okay.
It is strictly for casting magic.
Okay.
But we can work on how it might be useful in other ways. But this will require some time for them to. No, it won't require some time. This will require you. What will it require you to do? You're going to have to download Twitter on your phone and log in.
No, I can't. They can't seriously
using
believe.
an unprotected URL.
You could use mine.
What do they want to compromise me?
That's what they say. That's what they say you got to do.
You can see Mary just cross her arms and then like make a motion like she's about to say something to the computer, like holding her hand out, and then she just flips it around and slams it shut, and say, "What a bunch of useless nonsense! What a bunch of."
I'll do anything. I won't
What's
download
useless? Twitter.
They said they could help us figure out where it is, but they want me to download Twitter. Can you believe that?
I mean, I have Twitter. Do you want to just use my account?
No, they'd be able to figure it out. Why do they want me to download Twitter? I don't get it. What is this? Do they want to torment me? Sorry, guys. I tried everything I could.
Adrian hands Mary his CIA secure iPad tablet thing and says, "Here, Twitter is on this. Go ahead and use mine. They're not going to find anything out about me that they probably don't already know."
What, Thomas? From you,
just look up what you're looking for. Every little bit of information counts. Think of Suzanne. She would do it for you.
So, Thomas, with that, I imagine that probably still wouldn't quite.
No, they want you to tweet your last known geotag location.
Oh my God! You're kidding.
Yeah. To do a radial sweep of what's going on in the area around you.
You're at Domenico's. Who cares? Send them the geotag.
Yeah, drop a review of the most recent place you ate.
Yeah.
Is this gonna? I'm gonna look up at Dakota and say, is this gonna help save lives?
Tell them the rat pizza at Domenico's is excellent.
I'm ignoring Adrian.
That's not gonna save any lives. But
Make sure you add pineapples to it.
Adrian, I'm gonna need you to run into the back of the establishment. I'm gonna need you to grab my dog. Do you think you can do that for me?
That sounds painful. Why would I run into the back of the establishment?
No. Well, don't run.
The walls hurt.
You'll slip and fall.
But
I will go check on your puppy. You play with him, Mary. See what you can get him to do.
Don't let him bite you.
Is this
same for Mary? Don't let her bite you.
Is getting more information going to help save people?
Yeah, it could. It would make our job a lot easier.
Raven goes out to his van and pops open a cold one.
Yeah.
Amateurs and surround.
It would help out. I mean, considerably. But it's also just up to you and how comfortable you are. I even
Hopscotch.
said that you could use
You want
her
Scooby snack?
stuff, and I'm also willing. I was just recently
Scooby
somewhere
snack.
else.
And they seem to want me to make it. It'll help people. That's what I'm trying to do now. That's what I'm about now. Okay, fatalistically she opens up the laptop again and she just silently makes a Twitter and then shoots a geotag and then just waits patiently looking at the floor, like the chat,
The
like,
chat
log.
fills up with like laughing faces,
Mm-hmm.
and then just you see a link fly by that you scroll back up and click on. It's to a video of Old Faithful missing its timing by 3 minutes and then blowing steam twice as high as it's ever blown it before.
I'm going to turn the laptop, and again, Mary's not talking right now. She's kind of holding her hands together, shrugged over, silent.
How does that 30 pieces of silver feel there, Judas? Does it weigh heavily in your hands?
It'll help people.
That's what he said.
They also send a couple of other links of people like looking at seismic data of the area around Old Faithful and other parts of the park that some slight tremors were felt.
There you go. Yeah, so that's, you all know that now. Again, Mary's not talking. She's just kind of silently showing you this.
So, does this mean we go back over to right where we started? Back underneath the geysers, or?
Perhaps, I don't know. I mean, that might be a place to investigate. Since it seemed like there was more going on down there, we just sort of didn't have time to look into it when we were there last.
Do I still know the fellow that gave us those suits and their tank?
You still have his phone number, yes.
Nice. But what about the tower? Is that not something we should worry about right this instant?
It is on your way.
We could look at it on the way. Especially, I mean, we've been there before.
Yeah, maybe a quick check. I wouldn't want to invalidate your dream, especially with everything. Especially with the faceless beings. That kind of sets me off a little bit. I've never heard of anything like that before.
Well, all I know is that I don't want anything to happen to the house because, I mean, it was intended to protect this place. And if something happened to it, then that would be really bad. I think.
And you said it was trying to protect you?
Oh, well, it seemed like that, in the dream at least, and from what we learned when we helped there, that, the magic, if it was broken, the protection would go away.
Her voice suddenly changes to that of a small little girl.
Chuck, what have you been doing during this time? A lot of the conversation around the types of creature that Raven saw, I imagine might have piqued Chuck's interest, but you tell me.
Chuck is basically, he's kind of gotten used to that there's a lot of weird and not necessarily quite completely on topic conversations going on, especially where Mary's concerned. So he kind of has his ear out for keywords.
Yeah.
Things that spark something based on what he's read.
100%. Why don't you roll to investigate a mystery?
All right.
Because I think Chuck sitting back in his booth, reading this Netherese text, the best connection he has to this. probably what he's
Investigate a
doing.
mystery. That'd be sharp as well.
Yep.
That's an 8.
So you get one question, and the one that I think makes sense is what sort of creature is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
You begin checking off boxes in your head of physical attributes. Height, extremely tall. Faceless, not often seen. Able to wield hammers, so likely bipedal, with at least 2 arms. You begin working your way sort of down this list as you check off giant kin of essentially any sort, because most giants have faces unless they've had them cut off. You make your way to the Doppelganger, which you think would be a good one, except for the fact that when they're in their natural state, they tend to keep a face, even when they're not copying someone. Could potentially be some undead, but even then, undead are formed from beings who once had faces. You then get to elementals. Earth elementals specifically would be a good option. You've heard of a creature called a Zorn before, but its physical body type doesn't necessarily match up, and they don't tend to wield weapons. Constructs, potentially. This could be a golem.
Yeah.
What?
Some kind of golem.
Could be a golem of some sort. And then you open the Netherese text and look for constructs that were created by the Netherese, because these things came out of the city. And you come upon the name Thalud. And then in subscript next to it, it says Tomb Tappers. And you read a physical description of 15 to 20 foot tall, bluish gray skinned, faceless creatures with a maw in their bellies that were designed to hunt down and tap the tombs of ancient beings to find magical items around the world and bring them back to the Netherese. And they were created out of volunteers from the poor district in a Netherese city, who volunteered to be combined with earth elementals and raw magic to create these creatures. And your confidence shoots through the roof when you read that.
Huh.
You also know that they were killers of Faerûn, specifically created to guard against them. And an unfortunate side effect of that is any non-human magic users are lambs to the slaughter for them.
Wait, what do you mean by non-human?
Non-human is what I mean.
Tieflings are non-human.
Yeah, so are
Tieflings,
tieflings, and so are halflings and furbolgs. All of you who have recently gotten your toes into magic.
Way to go, Chuck and Val. You're on your own.
Chuck is a magic user, but he is human.
Val's got
No.
it.
Well, I
Well,
don't use magic, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, would using my trident count as using magic, even though it's not technically
We'll
magic?
see.
Chuck, what did you find? She'll kind of like lean over on the table, like kind of get a look at your book.
does you ever heard of a tomb tapper?
Never.
Well,
That was my nickname in high school. Now.
Oh,
Gross. Oh no, Pat, that was.
Oh,
I don't
no,
think
no,
you wanted
no.
to say that.
I think. They wrote a
I think that
rock
might have
song.
accidentally slipped out, and
well, let's just say there's several among us that are not going to like running into these things.
Oh.
And he takes a look at the non-human members of the party.
everyone around you.
Yeah, all of us.
And he thinks, well, gosh darn it, that can pretty much leave me. Huh. All right then. Me it is.
And
Wait, what do you mean, you?
why don't we take our break
Yeah.
there, huh? I think like that's a good
Okay.
spot to take our break. I need to go to the bathroom really bad,
Okay.
and we could pick up with what your plans to do with your newfound information after the break. So,
Mm-hmm.
Break time.
break time!
Hey, Todd.
I will be
Thomas,
right
check
back.
general chat.
Hobbit's so happy. It's so good to have you back.
Yeah, look at me.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it's good to be back, guys.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. Good time. I like seeing all your faces. Like listening to your voices. Your voices are great. Love it.
Thank you.
Dream about it sometimes when I miss it.
Wow.
Well, that's something.
I'm cut.
I don't know if I asked for that, but thank you.
I'm an open book, man.
Yeah,
gotta
thank
tell
you. I
like
appreciate
it
that.
is.
Oh, I've been loving your drow babes that you've been drawing up.
Thank you.
You're
They're
welcome.
so good.
They are the hottest himbos that I have seen in quite a while.
They have a
I
fan
mean-
base.
Good.
They
It's
should.
me.
They should.
Oh no. Oh god.
You just need to get Josh as a drow himbo now.
Oh, bro. I'm trying to get Josh in a maid outfit so I can draw him in a little like the like pink kitty cat maid outfits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
He's like, I don't want to do it. It's like you'd look so cute and we'd bring in so many viewers.
I'd be there.
Magical girl Josh. Like, let's please.
We have to vote
Please.
for it now. He's just so cute. Put a little glitter in his beard, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all don't know how much ammunition I gave Thomas by tweeting a geotag of my location.
I felt it. I felt bad for Mary.
There is some stuff, my guys. But that's okay. That's part of the roleplay.
I was really scared that they were gonna like pull a classic Reddit and just like troll you or like rickroll you real quick or some
Didn't
crazy.
say nothing. Yeah, just absolutely. That's what I was worried about too. What's going on in Children of Dirt? What's happening with that?
Oh, it's we haven't been playing because there's been like scheduling stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've been doing one Monday the other group, and then other Monday the OG group, and then we're supposed to link up.
Mhm.
So it's just taking a hot minute just because of last Monday Josh had some stuff and whatever. So that's why we did the thing on Sunday to add some more stuff to the channel because it was
For
just
sure.
Mondays.
What's the coolest thing your character's done most recently?
Turn into a werewolf bat and use a sword.
A werewolf bat. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fits the
Yeah.
description of cool.
Yeah, I had wings and stuff. It was pretty cool. That and I got a huge sword, so I'm really excited about that.
Nice. You're basically gonna be the cleric beast from Bloodborne soon.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, what's the horse
You're
dude?
so right.
The horse dude? Chiron?
No, he had a sword and he was horrifying to look at.
The horse. Which game? Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Horse dude. Bloodborne.
Maybe it was a DLC.
Horse dude.
Oh, Ludwig.
Ludwig.
I don't know.
This Bloodborne you speak of.
It's one of those Zoomer games.
Okay.
I know not this.
You
Zoomer
wouldn't
thing you
understand.
speak
I only played Bloodborne was like my first introduction to those sorts of games. I only played it because Game Grumps played it, and Aaron made it look so easy. And
Not
then I
easy.
could. No, it's so unforgiving.
And
Yeah,
it's terrifying
it's a
too.
it's a Souls. It's made by From Software. They don't care about you.
I have
No.
Elden Ring, so
You do?
I'm learning. Yeah.
Maidenless.
Oh, I love it. It's so much fun.
No, I have a maiden right now. It's my first guy. He has to have. He can't be that no bitches guy. He has to be the guy.
I've been playing Alcott in Elden Ring basically. I'm a full wizard. Loving the magic.
I love. Yeah, the magic is so cool. I'm trying to go for like a paladin route because I want to be able to kind of like use both. One of my other friends does it, and he did like a orc, and it looks so cool. So now I'm playing a drow, and I want to do the same thing.
Do you have the giant laser beam yet, Thomas?
Not yet.
Oh yeah, it
of.
was
It's on
pretty good.
top of the van.
That's true. Yeah, it's on top of the van. Fun stuff.
Thomas, did you look in the general chat?
I did. What am I looking for?
Thomas.
I posted my roll for my dealing with the agency. I rolled all 3 of my dices. They all came up 11s.
That's crazy. What are you seeking from your dealing with the agency? Why don't we move back to
Information
cameras?
on faceless, hammer-wielding magic eaters.
It's like a
Information
WWE fighter.
on faceless, hammer-wielding magic eaters. That is quite the sentence you've just spilled out of your mouth.
Sounds hot.
The professional. Let me look that up really quick. Deal with the agency. 10 plus, your request for gear or personnel is okayed, or yourself because of notice. Okay.
Adrian, you currently have an audit on your account waiting. Before we can do any future work, we're going to actually need you to...
I rolled
Now
my
you-
11. I get
now
what
you
I-
joke,
what I was asking for.
Last time he didn't roll so hot, and he had to work his way through some red tape. This time,
A lot of red tape.
information-wise, they lead you to a couple of adventure modules that were written about the Netherese. And after a little bit of reading, you come up with... They hurt really, really bad. They hurt very bad. They're very big. But they have a couple of crippling weaknesses in that they can't see. So they see through a sonar vision. They essentially like vibrate their skin and see through the world around them. So if you are able to cast silence around them, they're effectively blind.
Interesting.
Yep.
So much
You
as for using Mary as a scare tactic.
They
Should all wear socks.
Chandler. Yes.
I was just going to say, are we assuming that all this information that we've kind of figured out is shared amongst each
Yes.
other in the Dominicos?
Yes.
Great.
Um.
I hear
I'm
that.
not in Domenico's right now. I was
Oh,
asked.
okay.
to
Well,
leave,
you're gonna
so I'm
share
in
it
my van
anyways.
Drinking beer, and
When,
if you guys walk out, you'll see me sitting on the steps of the van with a 6-pack, and I've got hopscotch there with like 20 bags of open chips and some dead rats.
I'll come by and swing you in. And when you mention the whole silence thing, I will grab several Amazon boxes, but from beneath the counter of Domenico's, and just open them up and put the stuff in my bag.
Sweet. You will also note that they are constructs. What Chuck was looking into is correct in that they don't have brains. They are immune to anything that would affect the mind.
They're dumb.
They have, singular purposes. And
So
you
now-
also note their armor makes them, because they are made of solid stone, they are immune to fire and cold.
Quick question: what was the concern with regards to the Tomb Tappers at this point?
The concern is Raven's vision has them destroying a potentially protective
Sanctuary.
location in this area, which,
The tower,
Okay.
yeah.
if Raven wants to tell you more about, is entirely cool with me. And Dakota saw them exiting the city, which means that potentially they may have opened up a way in to allow either evil in or evil out, depending on your perspective.
I have a doubt, so let them out.
Adrian, do you have any microphones in your van? I know the answer is yes, but I want you to confirm it.
Multiple microphones in my van. I have a surveillance system set up there.
I know. I'm going to take a microphone.
I'm going to take a finger.
No, this is a question. I'm having.
It
May I
sounded
take
more like a statement to me.
Sorry,
I did not
may-
hear no question. I heard I'm taking a microphone.
May I take a microphone?
For what purpose, please?
I have an idea. If it's another one of the ideas, like the one with the car battery, it
I'm
could
not
work.
happy with
It
this
could help
one.
us out quite a bit. It requires audio. That's the reason I need a microphone.
Do not dismantle anything already set up. I believe there are microphones underneath one of the consoles.
Thank you very much, Adrian. You are as generous as you are funny.
I still want the finger. Come on, I'm leaving that door wide open. Really, you're not going to take it.
Yeah, no, I'm taking.
All right, what are you doing? Roll to use your weird science crap. What are you
me?
building?
So it was shared that they use the audio to transmit. So what I want to do is get an audio system that will figure out the frequency at which they're basically echolocating, and then on the individual. So it's not every. I don't think I could workshop it for everybody, but on the individual, it will output a counter resonance that will nullify it.
You want to make yourself
was
invisible
so
to their sonar.
Yes, it's not casting invisibility. Arguably, it's not even that weird science. It's just taking a frequency and outputting via an algorithm.
He wants to jam. He wants to jam their transmission.
Jam their transmissions.
Yeah.
The most merry thing you could be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you a +1 on the roll.
Yes. Wonderful.
Does Netherese text have any information on how these things might be controlled, or how?
There are. That is a very good thought. There are a number of spells that can be used to temporarily control constructs that could be useful. Those are still temporary control. Whatever these things were when they were created, their masters are long dead, and their last instructions are probably just going to be followed to the letter.
Well, I mean, if I can control them, all I need to do is send them. I theoretically just need to send them the commands.
True.
So I got a 13, so I'm able to get it working, and I picked 2 of the requirements. It still has some weird stuff going on with it because I don't have an advanced weird science one, sadly.
I need to look up this move. Why don't we look at it on your character sheet?
Yeah, I think the 2 that I have to use, because I haven't said it requires anything weird, really, is that it'll take a while to get working. So like I'll have to be taking a good amount of time on our way there, and it won't be super reliable. And the way I'm going to do this is that this is basically me crafting an audio code out of scratch, and it's going to have buffs, basically. Like it's so. Does that make sense?
Yes. Give me a second. Okay, so on a 10+, you pick 2 requirements, but you also, just to note, you may remove your choice of one of the requirements because of the move you took.
Oh, great. Wonderful. I'll just do that. It'll take some time to get working as I have to get the code ready. So I'm going to be on this laptop.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hey! A raid!
Lena 197 is raiding with a party of 5.
Huzzah!
Oh,
Thank you
now
very
I
much.
see.
197.
Good to see you guys.
Oh, and I do get access to advanced weird science.
Welcome to the madness.
Oh,
So I
that's
get +1
assuming
from
if
going.
weird science was the base for magic use in this world, which I never said it was, although it is, in my opinion.
That's assuming Thomas
and you have
likes you.
access to it, but so yes,
Uh,
you have access to advanced weird science, which means you get
Okay,
+1
cool.
while using it.
So it'll just take me a while to get this going. So Mary is going to be wherever we're going. She's on her laptop, kind of not paying attention, just coding feverishly. And you can hear her like pick up the microphone and go into it to see what the output is every once
Sweet.
in a while.
Also, one thing that I
we
have neglected to
figured out where we're
mention:
going yet?
you guys rested. You can all heal naturally 1 harm for last night's rest.
Hey,
I don't think I have any harms.
Because none of you went to a doctor for any specific wounds that you may have had, but you're not necessarily going into this fight capped. But, that's how you got to do it sometimes. Cool. So Mary's made a sphere of invisibility for herself and potentially others. We'll see. What's everyone else doing?
I am CIA. I know how to be invisible.
You just stand very still, no moving.
Would it be out of the realm of possibility that my mom or my people, that we would have maybe some sort of trinket or whatever that would like protect, or you'd be like kind of invisible, but like they're not saying you're literally invisible. It's like, oh, You know what I mean? Like how dream catchers catch dreams and make, they catch all the bad things. Like maybe something along those lines, that's spiritual stuff. Those tigers that would protect you or whatever.
I like all of this.
You don't have to.
I'm trying to figure out how it would make sense. What are you specifically mechanics-wise wanting?
Oh Lord. Maybe because do we roll like stealth and stuff like that in this version?
I might ask you to roll to act under pressure if one of these things turns its eyes toward you, quote-unquote eyes.
Okay, so then maybe under pressure actually would be pretty accurate, because it maybe wouldn't work, but it would maybe help her feel more at ease and calm, and would help her make wiser decisions, as opposed to under pressure, fight or flight, I'm getting out of here. So it doesn't hold any real magic, it's just more of a mental thing.
I'm into this. I know.
Okay, you don't have to do it. It's just something that I was like, oh yeah, that's right. My mom is like a crystal lady.
I mean, definitely. Your mom is totally a crystal lady. Yeah, she's got tons of incense. She'll give you a dream catcher, and she will pray the prayer of guidance over you that Mistra prays, which I wrote out. I could read it if you really want. And she will give that to you. Roll plus weird.
What's this supposed to mean? Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll just see what it did. Oh, that's gone forever. 5.
Okay, nothing happens.
Nice.
You feel the same as you did earlier. But it's the thought that counts, right?
Thanks, Mom.
Chuck, what are you doing in preparation? Getting ready? Want to get some spells ready?
Yeah. Chuck is gonna start looking into command spells.
Sweet.
Things, that and things that may be useful in controlling constructs.
So, there are 2 different types of magic use in this system. There is use magic, which is what you have used for essentially all of your spells so far. And then there is a extra tack on called big magic,
right,
which is essentially for spells of a higher caliber than what you should be able to cast on a whim.
So in other words, go big or go home.
And in some cases, it might literally send you home.
We're fighting whims now?
Yeah, you're fighting whims. And so any sort of magic you find that is going to allow you to have any semblance of control over beings like this is gonna be difficult.
A beacon towards you. It will paint a big target on you because magic users attract it.
Chuck is going to go buy himself a shotgun.
Okay. All right.
And
I like this idea.
And he's going to start working the necessary runes onto the shotgun.
Okay. All right.
Is Adrian there while Chuck talking about buying a shotgun? Where's Chuck at? I mean, we're all still at Domenico's, right? Or have we parted ways to go and do stuff?
I don't know. This is Wyoming. He might be able to buy the shotgun at Domenico's.
You're not terribly far from wrong. He'd be willing to let you borrow his for a couple bucks.
What I'm planning on doing to it, it's not going to be in shape to give it back.
Oh, I will actually. You bring up a great point.
Took care of his rat problem. He should do us a favor.
You are right. I will give to you for monetary fee. It is not tags on. Good for taking and doing whatever wish. Saw off. Have already done. Illegal, highly, but it is, not on record.
Well, Dominic, don't admit to illegality after all.
You are all our friends. I thought no word out leave building.
That's true. Dominic, I'm gonna have to leave my gun here with you. I can't have it on me right now.
This is
wait.
fine
Your
with
burnt
me.
up gun.
What?
The
Chuck said-
coil got burnt up.
Chuck says-
I thought the coil melted your gun.
This is Wyoming, right? Not New Jersey. I didn't get lost along the way, right?
Sawed off is not illegal here.
Since when are we worried about shotgun and rules?
This man,
Chuck,
smart man,
I have
he
an idea
is.
for a shotgun too. I do not know if you could manage this. When you create the shells for the shotgun,
Mm-hmm.
would it help to grind up a very high reflective powder for the charge, not for the charge, but for the payload? If these things use sound as a kind of radar thing, maybe we could make some sort of chaff that could throw them off. Clouds of reflective dust to maybe bounce the sound off.
That's not a bad plan.
Reflective dust?
Yeah, for sound. That's how that works.
Yay!
Well, I was thinking maybe like those little like small fireworks. If you light them up, they don't make a sound until you throw them. I used to do it as a kid all the time.
You could go buy some of those. There is definitely, you can buy fireworks on every street corner in Cody, Wyoming.
Disruption.
So, Rob, to answer your question on this spell and what it will require, initially casting it will require you and the focus of another person to cast. The two of you in tandem will have to combine your mental power to do so. The weave is so weak now that your minds cannot comprehend that level of magic alone. But once the spell is cast, you yourself have to maintain it constantly.
Chuck looks about at the party and tries to determine which person would be best suited
Do not
to
pick Mary. Please
assist
do
in
not
this.
pick Mary.
And
I'll help
maybe
you.
you, maybe you, maybe not you, maybe you.
Now, you did see Raven casting some pretty big spells last time.
And believe it or not, I have a +1 as an occult bonus whenever I'm looking up
It's
info to
researching
cast
spells.
magic spells. Yeah, but one would assume that I'm researching them to use them.
I probably
Right. Whichever. Raven. Would you like to assist?
Sure, what do you need me to do?
Hold my
Come on
sword.
over.
Okay, and she'll walk over.
And Chuck starts walking through the finer points of the enchantment that we're about to attempt to put on this shotgun, as well as the shells. Think you can handle working with me on this?
Yeah, I think so.
God, you're making a shotgun of construct command. That's
I
cool.
love this.
And as a reminder, she needs to assist you in putting the runes on, but also when you want to cast it, she needs to be there to cast it as well. Not to maintain it. And you can only control one at a time.
Right.
It's a double barrel
Do you have
shotgun.
any hint as to how many that do they normally like work in pairs or?
She said her dream had 3 of them.
Great. Well, all right. One at a time, huh? Yeah. So, start working on the etching the runes into the barrel of the shotgun.
Cool.
And
That'll
I'll
take
be,
some time too. We will assume that. How long do you guys take to prepare before you feel comfortable going to the mansion?
Is there anything reason to believe anything that indicates what kind of time constraints we might be under?
How far away is the mansion again?
Chandler,
Yes.
partway through the day you are pinged again, and this is in answering your question that you started your roll for at the start of the mystery.
Okay, when and where?
When and where.
Okay.
Val texts you,
Okay.
and she says, "Hey, just a heads up, this kid told me some weird stuff he saw in the forest last night. Or not last night, earlier today. It's about mid-afternoon at this point in the day. And she tells you, kid thinks he saw Slender Man walking around in the forest.
I'm gonna get like halfway through, we'll say a 3-paragraph message is talking about how Slender Man isn't real, and then I'm gonna pause before I hit send and say, "Oh wait, thank you so much. Bye.
She says,
I love you."
She does not reply to that last message, and she says, "Oh, and I think that staff thing, that baton that Adrian gave me is missing."
Okay. What do you want me to do about that?
Just a heads up, I guess. I need to take care of these people. Bye.
Okay, bye, Val. Have a great day. I'm gonna send a meme of a dog.
Yeah, great. It stays on delivered. It doesn't get read for a while.
I mean, you know, I'm going to spend as much time with Raven working on this as I think I reasonably have.
So that means, according to your triangulation, Chandler,
Yes.
that about midday tomorrow, they ostensibly could be, from their travel from Old Faithful to JR's house, where Val currently is, midday tomorrow is when they would arrive in the Smith Mansion's area.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna jump from my seat and just be like, midday. Tomorrow. That's when they're gonna be there. I got a message from Val that said a kid saw Slender Man, and of course we know that Slender Man isn't real. He's made up by a guy that wanted to make a video game. It's all very, but there was some forms. Point is, it's not Slender Man. It's the Faceless Tomb Tappers. So, or it's probably it is the Faceless Tomb Tappers. Have confidence, Mary. You can see her giving herself a pep talk in the middle of this exclamation. Anyways, midday tomorrow at the house. Okay, if they're walking, even if they're fast, we need to get there before then. Now, I think I can have my code done tonight. If I can get some Mountain Dew, it'll help me stay awake.
I can actually go pick you some up. I was gonna grab some fireworks.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Cool. When you get that, can you also get like a 12-pack of Slim Jims?
Of course.
Thank you so much. Oh, and don't forget the Dorites.
No, I was gonna also ask, do you want the big Mountain Dew, or like the little cans of it?
No, I mean, I kind of motion at my length, and I'm like, the big one's basically like a little can for me, you know, so okay. I go through that stuff like it's on tap.
Chuck hears Mary talking about acquiring Mountain Dew as he's working. He looks over at Raven and says, "Is that wise?"
We're all like mortified that you drink that much Mountain Dew.
The idea of Mary drinking Mountain Dew at all scares Chuck, not an insignificant amount.
Could make a man like Chuck cry.
Barry is completely unaware of any body language that would say that this is worrying.
Dakota's like, no problem, and she'll turn around and make eye contact with Chuck, and she's like, with the Mountain Dew, like thing. And she'll like kind of.
I was just gonna say, when you walk out the door, you get a ping from your banking app that is from a number, like a bank routing number you don't recognize for when you go there, the exact amount with tax that it would cost.
Oh my god, I love that. Okay, she'll get the ping and like look at her phone and look at the rest of the group. Anybody else need anything before I go?
Valium, please. And he goes back to etching the runes with Raven's assistance.
Looks over at Raven. Anything? And finally, to Adriana, do you know anybody who would sell Valium? It's for children.
If not a couple tranquilizer darts might work.
Tranquilizer darts.
I mean, if you ask Dominic. Oh wait, sorry, you're talking to somebody else. My bad.
I was talking to Age.
Yeah, my bad.
Does anybody in the CIA have anything like that? Any sort of connections?
Can't get Valium. Not on the streets, not here in Cody. I don't think Pat knows you're talking to.
Pat, can you hear me, bro?
Pat, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you hear?
I'm
Hob's
not
talking to
interested
you.
in Mountain Dew, so
No, she was asking about Valium.
what's about Valium?
I was asking about Valium or
Or Chuck.
tranquilizer darts or something to, in case Mary and that Mountain Dew have a especially bad reaction.
Mary's been drinking Mountain Dew since we've met her. It's not going to make a difference at this point.
All right, I'm not going to lie. I might need the Valium. Listen to Mary after the Mountain Dew.
That's what whiskey is for, and I have plenty, don't worry.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah, fair enough.
All right, well, I'll be back. Adrian, do you need anything?
Can you pick me up a couple of those large packs of AA and AAA batteries, please?
That's all.
And he hands her a 50. They're kind of
She like pushes the money back. I got it.
Just
Don't worry. It's just
way
batteries.
too much money for batteries.
How many batteries you
no,
bought?
not those things are like $24 a pack.
Yeah, fair.
I'm talking about the big packs, the multi-big packs.
All right.
I mean,
that's-
like I have more than just $24 in my account.
But
Do you say that a little louder?
Yeah.
Mary openly says the exact amount you have in your account.
No, everyone's gonna know I'm poor. No,
just just take the money. I need a lot of batteries.
I'm scared for what Pat's about to tell me he has plans for. Like, when Chandler's like, I've got some plans, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But when Pat's
but
like, I need a lot of batteries.
Unfortunately, I don't have any cool stuff where I can do stuff like that.
Nah,
but
you just want batteries to do, like, I don't know, maybe some chemical explosions or something?
I wanted to try to rig something, but I don't know if you'd let me.
Well, we'll see.
If you ever want help from your resident anarchist,
You're working on your own project.
that's true. I am.
You can't. I'm not going to break your concentration, but I want to try to do something on my own. So.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right.
No, she's also gonna leave hopscotch with you, and she's like, I think he kind of likes you, and she like pats his head and walks out the door.
Sweet.
Hopscotch is a good boy.
Is Raven doing anything to prepare for this potential thing?
I mean, she's been assisting Chuck in all of the room and stuff, so.
I like
Yeah.
that. Sweet. So you both are working on this control shotgun. I love that Chuck's take on how to cast any magic spells is it has to come out the end of a gun, right? Like, you can't just do it.
I mean, if you find something that works, why change the,
Fair.
the recipe?
Besides, what fun would that be?
Gotta have a shotgun. Cool. So, unless anyone has any objections, I think we're gonna leave it here for tonight. And we'll pick back up next episode with the fight against the Tomb Tappers. Cool?
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Yep.
That was
Have
a
to
great...
find the Tomb
Welcome back,
Tappers
Hob.
first.
I know. I was just about to ask, when are we gonna do this again, so that way I can
Right?
super prepare.
Right?
Because
That's a good
Welcome
question.
back.
It's hard
it's
to tell.
always so short notice.
It could be soon, Evelyn, I think, maybe. Like, John's schedule's kind of weird right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like isn't there like a Rune Lords that's not going to be happening next week or week after?
We shall see. It
Like,
could
as
potentially be
as you
soon.
know.
E-
Yeah, as
Easter
soon as you know,
Sunday.
dude, let me know.
We will let
Just-
everyone know as soon as we
Yeah,
know.
dude.
Just
Because
a warning, Sundays can be weird for me.
yes,
Um,
we
because-
shall see how things work out. That's the nature of Monster of the Week. We are the filler here on Blue Box, but it is a fun filler. We always have fun when we do this. And thank you to my amazing players. Thank you, Hob, for coming back. And I also forgot to mention this.
Better be.
Check out the beautiful art underneath all these players that are amazing Hob has created. Just for fun, which was such a treat for me as a DM to be like, oh, you've done one session and you've already created character art for all of the. Okay, you're not at all interested in this.
I love all this stuff. It's fun. I still have to do vows.
We have such a blast, and you'll need to do one for Chuck at some point too. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited, Chuck. I love drawing cowboys.
And if you like art and like watching Blue Box, isn't there like a thing coming up that
There's
you can
a
watch for that?
thing potentially in less than 24 hours that involves 3 people that are currently sitting in front of you.
I don't know who we could possibly be talking about.
No, it's weird.
What is this blue box thing? What they?
I seem to remember.
I didn't do it.
I seem to remember it was an LMA tomorrow at about what 5:30.
Approximately.
Cool with
We're gonna
LMA.
scoot it to 5:45, just to
Right.
get a really weird on you with the time.
And you can see even more art in the Blue Box world.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Talk
Yeah.
to our resident troll. Wonder who that could be.
Bring pencils and papers. That's all I'm saying.
So why don't we ask a couple of questions and see if we can get y'all some XP?
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, we have
This
to.
is our classic end of mystery questions that we always did every single time. Not at the start of the mysteries,
Yeah, we never.
but we did it on the
forgot
ends. Did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
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 Mm.
All
We
right.
don't do that.
Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
We saved
well, we did
Johnny
find
from going to
Amarok.
prison.
Yes.
His name is
I mean,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Or Bobby, whatever.
Listen, prison is much worse than death.
All right. I'll say
Convicts are all the same.
We did find Amarok, otherwise he would have been left there to die.
true. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll mark yes for that. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
There are
tomb
baby-
tappers.
there are
Scary
baby
mother
bullets
truckers.
around, and they make great pets.
And they make. Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
But she has a baby bullet, and they make
Yeah,
great
we'll go
pets.
with that. That
Yeah.
that Dakota now has a baby bullet and apparently
And
can
she's
tame
poor.
monsters.
And I'm broke.
And,
I have 1,200 in the
and
bank
Chuck's
account.
magic is not limited to revolvers.
No, it's not. It is limited to any firearm. If it's got black powder in it, it works.
And Mary's now on Twitter.
And Mary's now on Twitter. And some backstory stuff for Mary, potentially. All right, so that means that you guys get to mark 2 experience. Huzzah, which I think levels up a
That-
couple of you.
That
Yes, it
levels me.
does.
That's my
It
5th level.
does.
It's my 5th level too.
And we can get into what you guys leveled up with next session, which is always fun.
Can I share what I leveled up with? Because
Sure.
I kind of decided.
Oh,
from the
great.
last
What did you
one.
get?
I took.
I'll open your character
that,
sheet.
That was my 5th level thing, and I took a move from another playbook, which was the spooky again, and then I went with Jinx. So now I can Jinx things.
Let's see. What does Jinx say? You can encourage coincidences to occur the way you want. Roll plus weird, hold 2, and then you can do stuff with it. Oh, that's neat. You essentially you can shift fate around you. And what's
He could
really neat,
jinx Mary's booby traps to actually work.
yeah, because you have leveled up 5 times, your next level can be an advanced improvement, which means
I know.
one of my favorite advanced improvements is retire this hunter to safety. It's just they get to not die and keep living. That's
But I like Raven. I don't want to retire. him.
or you can stop being a werewolf. That's a really fun
I
one.
don't want to do that either.
Turn evil again? Oh, you
turn
could make
evil
Raven
again,
a
doesn't it just
threat
make them
for me to
evil again?
use. Oh, those are cool. Those are really fun. This is where Monster of the Week really. I've never gotten to that level of Monster of the Week before.
And I don't know if you wrote down or whatever. My last level was the lay on hands from another playbook.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
I
You're
now have
a
2
really
heals.
good healer now.
I have my medical training and lay on hands.
Sweet.
And both can give +2 plus stabilize.
Man,
Nice.
yeah. You'll never die. Not with Adrian. All right, guys. Thank you very much for
Nothing I
watching.
watch.
Evelyn, why don't you find us someone
Yeah.
to raid into
What
while
are you doing?
Can we do the thing first?
we ask a question?
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's a method to my madness. All right.
Get our little
You have
cheerleader
madness?
ready.
I won't. It's not a Blue Box stream if we don't ask the question.
Get our little
Indeed.
cheerleader ready.
What?
And we also need to do outros.
Outros.
Do what? Outros.
Yeah, because I thought more announcements.
I mean, yeah. Well, okay. So Chandler mentioned one of the things we've got LMA tomorrow.
Yeah.
with
I
Pat Draws, where we will be discussing his beautiful artwork and how he is so brilliant in the way that he does it so quick and so witty. Yeah, we're really just gonna stroke Pat's
Basically,
ego
it's-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a.
yeah. It's a
Celebrate
why is
Pat,
Pat so
and
great?
he's awesome.
Which is and then Sunday, there's a potential for Rune Lords, maybe not. We shall see. And hey, go into the Discord and congratulate John on his 25th wedding anniversary. It's today.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
You
all
should
of
do
what's
that.
going on in Blue Box right now. And also,
So-
Blue Box Con is coming up.
Friday Night Crusade.
Indeed.
Yeah. Are you
Which-
guys ready for me?
Are you? Wait, you're coming? I didn't know about
Yes,
this.
I'm going.
Ah, I'm so
I got my
excited.
ticket, I'm coming.
Are you coming to the Ren Fair too?
Yeah, I'm going all of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I was talking with Evelyn today. I am incredibly excited to accurately cosplay Alcott for the first time. Oh
dude,
my
you guys are
gosh.
dressing up. I'm gonna look like such a loser.
It's okay.
So, I do have some other stuff as well.
Please.
Yeah. Sure.
So yeah, in addition to, you know, I mentioned the Viking Death Squad that's coming on Saturday. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, I think it might be Monday of next week. I have to get the exact date on that. I am going to be doing a playtest of a yet to be released game. That will probably be on the Rainbows and Razor Blades channel. I will post that on Twitter as soon as that happens. I also have a podcast that is going to be coming out. Not me, it's not mine, but it's going an actual play that was recorded a while back of Lady Blackbird. And it's a free role playing game. The adventure already happened. We're recording the Thursday after next. We're actually recording a little outro message talking about the game itself. So details on that to come as far as when it will be released.
Oh, steampunk.
And
Oh, that's cool.
I've got two campaigns that are coming up. One's a short form campaign that is going to be based on the game is called Night Shift, Veteran of the Supernatural Wars. It is kind of different take on Monster of the Week. Very, very much like every CW show that you've ever seen dealing with monsters. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charmed, Supernatural, all that thrown into a game. That's going to be it's slated for a 10-session campaign. And then there is an open-ended Castles and Crusades campaign to come that will be streamed. Most likely both of those are going to be streamed on Time Lord Wife's channel. Details yet to come. And
Man, this guy, he's just all over
I
the
know.
internet.
Woot! It's amazing.
Yeah, I am everywhere, man.
Harping on my style, huh? Trying to take my monsties, huh?
Been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
Yeah, this is going to be a slightly different feel to it.
No, of course. Lady
That's
Blackbird
great.
also looks really cool. I was just looking into it. That's some cool stuff.
Lady Blackbird was a hell of a lot of fun. It is an easy game to pick up. It has for in terms of the gameplay, it has a kind of like Monster of the Week in terms of how you level up your characters and such. Very, 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 completely free, easy to pick up. But give it a look if you're interested in that kind of thing.
Well, fantastic. Oh, I also I just realized this. There was only one failed roll this whole stream, and that was by Hob, who
Yeah. Hi.
you should have marked experience for that. Just by the way, if you didn't,
Yeah, make sure you do that.
because that's important. But what were you gonna say, Hob?
Oh, sorry. Well, I felt weird because there's the thing for Sunday, so it's not. I also have something going on for Sunday at NPC Voices. I run a game called That Soulless Summer. It is a homebrew campaign mixed with some Call of Cthulhu, very loose rules, mostly just really in it for the role play. If you guys like really deep horror, thriller, gore, anything that is probably not safe for life, come by. It's not safe for kids. I wouldn't have my kids in the same room, but if you want to see some super cool roleplay, really cool new faces, come by this Sunday, 7:30 Eastern. NPC voices. If you guys got time, would love to have you guys.
Plenty of time right after Rune Lords. Pop back in to go see that.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I don't know if I should like say anything.
No, we absolutely, yeah.
It's perfect. It's actually after the end of Rune on some days.
Yes,
Wouldn't it
indeed.
be fun if you guys just like rated?
Well, there's a couple of hours in between. It's like 4 hours between, but it's all right. You know, it gives you a little break. Go eat some dinner with your family, and then go check out Hob
Check out
doing some
NPC
creepy
Voices
stuff.
channel.
Yeah, there's also a chance I might be running a one-shot on Sunday.
Oh my gosh!
So
Everybody's
nice.
too busy.
Go to our Discord. Find out about all the cool stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
she's there.
go check out the
I'll be
sponsors channel on
playing
Discord.
Warcraft.
There's crazy stuff there. All right,
Pat in the background. I'll be playing.
let's ask the question. Evelyn, I think you're feeling very questionable today. Would you like to walk us through?
Well, yes. If you joined us this evening and you liked what you saw and you would like to see more of the shenanigans here on BlueBoxRPG, and you haven't followed yet, or if you're a follower here, which we love, but you haven't subscribed yet, or if you've been a subscriber and you've let that subscription lapse, we have just one question for you.
What are you doing?
You like how I jarred that up? for you guys?
Did you jar it up and then release it into the world?
Yeah.
That was glorious. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thanks Pat Draws for the new overlay. Thanks Hob for the new art. Thanks everyone for dealing with my fun shenanigans in a modern setting on this fantasy channel. And thank you to all these awesome players for the amazing roleplay every single time.
Thank you for being a good DM.
Are we raiding Evelyn?
I couldn't find anyone to raid, so
Then we shall just cut the stream. And you will have to deal with the ever-present darkness that surrounds all of us.
oh
It comes
good.
from-
If you want, you could just rewatch this.
You could just start it all over
Good.
again.
Yeah.
Or you could go to YouTube and watch all of Blue Box, and it's all there.
Past episodes of
Monster of the Week. Yeah, if you're like,
'Cause we
what
have
the
a
heck's
whole
going on?
YouTube channel.
We've got a
Yeah,
whole
go ahead.
A
playlist.
really good
Also, you
one
guys should
when
definitely.
we didn't know what we were doing.
Everyone should go to Blue Box Con. Everybody. It's $10 a ticket. It is the easiest, most cheapest thing I've ever paid for in my life, and it's going to be absolute chaos, but organized. So definitely
and if you
check it
have
out, go.
And if you have already signed up for BlueBoxCon and paid for your badge, and you've got the badge that allows you to sign up for games,
What
please
do
sign
you
up for
do?
sessions,
Oh,
because
wrong
there are sessions that
question.
still need players, or sessions that have not quite filled up yet. And I'd love to know who's playing in each of these games.
I know, I think you and I are playing in Evelyn's game.
You are.
I do believe we are. and
Ah,
I know
very
what my
excited.
character is. I've seen my character, but I'm really excited about playing my
All right.
character because I know something
How
I've
much
never
That's enough.
I'll get-
Goodbye, guys.
Swim.
Bye.
Bye.